hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to AudienHearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, my wife, and 4 kids. The best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Mike.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What are my chances of getting
I'm Bill
on?
Robbins.
Dude, I got on a
Police
DUI
arrested
case.
a man for allegedly trying to trade an illegal rifle for 2 guns. Officers served a warrant in the 300 block of North Cisco
and you know how
Street
they ask you, has anybody been in jail? Has anybody been? I had to raise my hand and tell them I had a DUI. So I thought for sure, oh, I'm done. And I was on it. I was the foreman.
Potential danger from a high-powered weapon. Nearby schools were temporarily.
I think I love you. So what am I so afraid of? I'm afraid that I'm not sure of. A love there is no cure for. I think I love you. Isn't that what life was made of? But it worries me to say I never felt this way. Why don't you play that today? I woke up. This trail of liquid was not me. I think I love you. Partridge Family. I think I love you. So what am I so afraid of? I'm afraid that I'm not sure of. A love there is no cure for. I think I love you. Isn't that what life was made of? But it worries me to say I ever felt this way. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you may be, however you may be listening, or however you may be viewing for those subscribing on YouTube. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com. We've got another busy show on this Thursday. It is a Thursday, so Mike Turnipseed will join us via the Rogers Brandon Global Telephone Network. I believe he is trekking his way either to or from our state capital. Talk with our money man, Daniel Petrie, at 4:30. And as you can imagine, we got to talk some sports this afternoon on the eve of the World Series. And on the night after the NBA tips off, and a little scandal going on in the National Basketball Association. We're going to talk with the Dean of Sports here in Kern County, our good friend, Greg Kerr, who does a radio show down the hall from 12 to 2 on ESPN 1230. I understand that he also does a little television. We'll talk to Greg Kerr about that. You know what the coolest thing on television last night was, however, in regards to the National Basketball Association? This is a layup. Don't get this wrong. No, not even close. Not even close. Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and Uncle Charles. It was great to see them on wherever. ESPN, NBC, in TNT, I don't care. It was just, why you say that? He only signed a 1-year contract?
That's the rumor I heard, that the contract he signed was a very, very short one.
He's not walking away from that. He's my age. Why would he walk away from that?
Talking about wanting to retire for a while.
I think that's negotiations. You know, when you're in demand, it's easy to say that. Okay. For 50, I can't get out of bed. 75 million? Okay. Maybe I'll come back. But I suppose we do have to start with the most obvious story of the day, and that is the FBI busting this sprawling gambling scheme that's tied to the mafia, the NBA, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, an active player in the NBA, Damon Jones, a man who worked for the Lakers at some point and is accused of telling gamblers when LeBron was healthy, when he wasn't. There were 2 operations going on. Again, we'll talk in great detail about this at the bottom of the hour with Greg Kerr, who I would think knows more about this than I, but there were 2 operations. There was the basketball operation, which was dubbed Operation Nothing But Net. And then there was the card operation, which Chauncey Billups was involved in, called Operation Royal Flush. And however, I have you read this as well, that Billups is the 9th co-conspirator in the 2nd indictment as well. They have not named all the 9 conspirators, but a CNN reporter took some of the facts of one of the conspirators and it completely matches up to Chauncey Billups. Like time in the NBA completely matches up. When that person was drafted, completely, it's Chauncey Billups. So because at first my thing was, I bet a really good attorney could maybe get him off on this poker thing. Hey, yes, I was a celebrity that they would bring in to draw other celebrities. There's nothing criminal about that. But then there's money laundering, there's money wiring that went to Chauncey Billups that just, it looks absolutely bad. On the eve of the beginning of the NBA, which was a tremendous success, and you heard Chris allude to Victor Wembanyama. Am I spelling that right? Wembanyama. The guy's a freak. And is it me, or has he made just a ridiculous leap from last year? I mean, he looked like a different human being. Like, where did he get the crossover? Where did he get the handle and the fadeaway jumper? I mean, this guy is, I didn't recognize him. He's bulkier, he's heavier, he's doing what everybody was questioning why he wouldn't do last year, and that's going to the hoop and slamming. That reverse dunk, is that reverse dunk he did when he went along the baseline and came back and reverse dunk? This kid is the real deal, and he made Anthony Davis look tiny, and they're saying he's 7'7". It's unbelievable. It really, really is. But that's about all I know in terms of this FBI bust. It involved tens of millions of dollars, and the most amazing thing is, why would guys making tens of millions of dollars, get involved with the mob? Do you not? I mean, are these guys so young that they don't understand what getting involved with the mafia means? Do you know what getting involved with the mafia means? There's no getting out. There's no getting out. Once you start doing business with the mafia, you know how you get out? You either get dead or you go to prison. It's like joining a gang. There's a great line in Victoria. Yes, I'm comparing life to a motion picture. A Blake Edwards picture starring James Garner and his wife, Blake Edwards' wife. my producer was paying attention, he'd help me out, but he's not paying attention. Oh God, Sound of Music. I went to high school with their daughter. Oh God, it doesn't matter, but it's driving me crazy that I can't remember. Julie Andrews, James Garner, and Julie Andrews, and Garner plays a businessman who does business with the mafia. And there's a line where he's explaining that to Julie Andrews. And he says, I'm not a mobster. I just do business with some unsightly people. And she says, any fool who does business with the mafia and doesn't think he's connected has an idiot for a client or something like that. And these guys, you don't walk away from the mafia. Once they have you, they have you. Because if you dare to walk away and you say, I'm not throwing this game anymore, I'm walking away. Oh, really? Is that right, Terry Rozier? Well, let me go give an anonymous call to the league and tell them what you've been up to. There's two ways you leave the mob, dead or in prison. And for Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier and Damon Jones, it's the latter. They're going to prison because this is pretty serious stuff. And Cash Patel, I don't have Cash Patel. I have Christopher Wray. Oh yeah, let's play Patel first. Here's the FBI director.
As you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchesi crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country.
Cash Patel, director of the FBI. Let's go ahead and take our first break of the day. When we come back, we'll hear from one of the assistant directors, Christopher Wray, as well. And I've got a phenomenal fact I'm going to share with you about the NBA. I want you to write down the 4 best players in the NBA, Chris Berry. Current. And if we both agree, there is a phenomenal fact about the 4 best players currently in the NBA. Then at the bottom of the hour, the dean of sports, the man who's been doing it for almost 4 decades in this town, Greg Kerr, will join us. Michael Turnipseed at 4 o'clock. Our money man, Daniel Petrie, at 4:30. Vladimir Putin says the sanctions that the president has now leveled against Russia will have no impact. President retorted, let's see what he says in about 6 months. As I stated, Putin does not want peace. He's been stringing us along, and some of the most vicious attacks on Kyiv and the Ukraine have been going on all this while we've been talking about shutdowns and ballrooms and no kings, etc., etc. And at 5:30, I'll break down the Dodger and Toronto Blue Jay lineup for you tomorrow. Blake Snell takes the bump for the Dodgers. We're just getting started on this Thursday. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com. Yeah.
I think I know where you're going with the statistic.
What?
The amount of European players
That the 4 best players are all international players. Keep it locked. Coming up at 4:30, our money man, Daniel Petrie. and there's a lot of financial news going on. It'll be fascinating to talk to Daniel. We'll obviously get into the shutdown as well, and how that is going. There's crypto coin news that we'll share with Daniel Petrie. And of course, you guys know what Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors are all about. They're all about retirement. And as I've talked about, it's wonderful to be able to turn my friends on to Daniel. He is a charming, knowledgeable guy that not only has economic knowledge, and that's important for your retirement needs, but he comes on this program with a political savvy that can explain what exactly is going on inside the Beltway and how it impacts you. Call in today at 395-9400, 395-9400. Just keep it locked. He's coming up at 4:30 right here on the Ralph Bailey Show. Don't go anywhere.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then
I also got a good amount of bites from the debate.
Oh, from Mamdani. Great. Cool. Thank you.
I've got, well, technically, the New York Post had 5 really good ones.
Yeah.
So
Who
the
you
first
got?
one is Mamdani getting grilled about the.
So it's Cuomo?
Mamdani getting grilled over the housing bill.
So it's Cuomo?
Cuomo and Silva, yeah. It's him answering a question, and then they go in on him. One is Cuomo and Silva going at each other.
Okay.
Third one is Mamdani taking shots at Cuomo for his the stuff he did at the end of his term. Fourth one is Mamdani calling Cuomo Trump's puppet. And then the last one is Silva calling out Mamdani's resume. Says it's so small you can put it in a cocktail napkin.
Cool.
Diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
The Crossroads of the West Gun Show is coming this weekend to the Kern County Fairgrounds in Bakersfield.
We're finding everything we're looking for, so we're impressed. Awesome selection. Awesome, yeah, just a lot more than I expected to see.
It's America's premier gun show with great deals on guns, ammo, scopes, accessories, and more. Sold at wholesale prices, plus jewelry, gift ideas, and door prizes.
We'll scour through, find the best bargain, come back and buy it.
Crossroads of the West Gun Show this weekend at the Kern County Fairgrounds in Bakersfield.
All sales are conducted.
You can buy, sell, and trade at all Crossroads gun shows. I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Eight 842-537-6842 KER, and Greg Kerr is going to join us in just a couple of minutes talking about this FBI bust, sprawling 11-state gambling scheme that involved the Genovese, Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese family. The Gambino family was John Gotti's family. He killed Paul Castellano to get that famous Christmas Eve, right around Christmas, shooting in front of Sparks Steakhouse. Paul Castellano was the brother-in-law of Carlo Gambino. And the reason that they were so upset, there was a guy named Dionello Croce, who was Gotti's mentor, and he was the underboss. He was the executive officer. He was the second in command. And Castellano was essentially third or fourth in command, but he was Carlo Gambino's son-in-law. And he was named the boss when Gambino died or when he retired, and skipped Neil Della Croce, who was Gotti's guy. Plus, there was a tape of one of Gotti's guys trashing Castellano, and Neil Della Croce ran interference and didn't let Castellano hear it. And then fortunately for them, Castellano got indicted, and now there was kind of a reason to kill Castellano because he was, about to be indicted, and he would essentially, if he'd ever heard those tapes, he would have killed Gotti, and Gotti, in an incredibly bold move in the middle of Christmas shopping, shot Tommy Bellotti, his driver, and Paul Castellano. But these are the kind of people we're talking about that these idiot basketball players got involved with. I just can't understand it. That's the main question I'm going to ask Greg. How can a guy that's making look up what Terry Rozier is making?
I think it's somewhere in
26 million, something like that.
Something like that. Give me a second.
I mean, you would think these guys are uncorruptible. Even if you make $10 million, they're making that in a year.
He is currently on the last year of a 4-year, $96 million.
$96 million. And you're screwing around with the mafia?
24-year.
$24 million a year. What could they have possibly offered a guy who's making $24 million a year?
Well, Terry's is a different thing, though, because Terry's, I don't think, is connected to the mafia at all. Terry's is the same thing that Javante Porter got busted for last year.
Yeah, but the mob was involved with that. The downing of the stats.
They were involved with all that too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all connected. All connected. It's all mafia linked. It's all mafia linked. The 4 different families. Now, the different families had different. I think 2 of the families were involved with the Royal Flush, the car deal, and then 2 of the families were involved in the basketball thing, where they were getting information from Damon Jones about LeBron, that Rozier would tell them when guys were injured, when they weren't, and he'd sit out. Like now, you can bet on individuals, like how many rebounds someone's going to have, how many points somebody's going to have. And if you don't play, you can't make the 12 points. You don't have to brick it like they used to. You know what I mean? When you threw a game, you'd have to play badly, and they could spot it. That's how they got the 1919 Black Sox, where they asked a couple of sports writers to individually watch the game and watch and circle different players that weren't playing up to snuff. And then when they compared notes, it was the same 4 guys, 2 different reporters circling the guys that weren't playing characteristically, and by some coincidence, they were the same 4 guys. And that's what happened to Rozier. Because didn't the FBI talk with him back in 23?
No, the NBA did. The NBA
independently talked to him.
And they greenlit it, cleared him of all the scrutiny. And then when they asked the FBI to come in and start looking into all of this stuff, they re-examined his thing and found that there was some foul play.
There's a chance these guys aren't guilty, but it's slim and none, Jack. And Slim just left town. The FBI, normally when the feds go after you, they have like I bet, I'm just guessing, I used to know, but I bet our DA's prosecution rate is probably around 92, 93, maybe 94%. The feds, it's like 97, 98%. When they go after you, they go after you. That's why everybody was so shocked about the RICO case and Sean Combs, because 9 out of 10 times if they go after you, they're going to get you. They're going to get you. But this is just idiotic. And these are some of the things that were involved. They were involved in altering, shuffling machines. They used poker chips, tray analysis. Now, I've been playing poker a long time. What is a poker tray?
That's what I was curious about as well. I'm not sure if this is maybe just like a glass covering over the top of the tables that would scan the cards. But that's essentially what I understand it to be.
They had special contact lenses and glasses to read the cards.
Yep.
And X-ray tables. I mean, this was an elaborate scheme.
It makes you wonder if Vegas does this kind of
That's right. Or even, I don't mean to say, but the Gold West Zero.
I'm not going to say that.
I have always been wary of that place. I'm not trying to throw any darts at anybody, but I was always like, because it's so cliquish and they're the same guys.
First off, I don't trust card shufflers for anything.
Those automatic deals?
Yeah, I don't trust
you
if
can't
it's
see
legit
them
or not.
Yeah, and the ones at Golden West Casino are built into the table.
Right.
So you don't even see it.
Right.
It just disappears and then it pops back up.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
Yeah,
I don't trust that at all. How many decks are you rolling? How am I supposed to know?
And it was always my experience that certain seats won at certain nights.
Yeah.
You know?
I still have, again, tinfoil hat, put it on me if you want, but I have a theory that every time you walk into any casino in Vegas, it scans your face and right then and there figures out how much money they're going to be willing to give you before you leave that casino. You know that you're always on camera. These guys are on you like hawks, and any time you win or anything looks fishy, they're automatically already on you as if they already knew you were in the places to do exactly that.
Yeah, that's why
surveillance is way too in depth for that not to be a case. You know what I mean?
And it's just too easy.
Exactly.
My dad always used to say, basketball, boxing, and horse racing. Stay away from gambling because football is too intricate. There are too many moving parts. There are too many players. If you start to play badly, they'll pull you. Baseball, yeah, if you get to enough players, but you got to get to multiple players in baseball.
It's also a lot of chance.
Yes. But basketball, you get to one guy. You get to one guy. Boxing, you get to one guy. One guy. Same thing in horse racing. You get to one guy. You get to the guy that's on the horse that's going 2-1, and you just say, Ralph, you're the 2-1 favorite. You're not winning today, my brother. And it's fixed. It's absolutely fixed. We shall step aside and bring in an expert on the topic, the Dean of Sports, Greg Kerr. And then we're hoping to get a hold of Mike Turnipseed via the Rogers Branded Global Telephone Network. He is wheeling his way from or to Sacramento. And then our money man, Daniel Petrie. And then we got some miscellaneous news and notes to get to. The communists and the guardian angel and the ex-governor went at it in the city of New York. It's all coming up. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. Don't go anywhere.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers and a player for the Miami Heat have been arrested along with more than 30 other people in 2 criminal cases alleging sprawling schemes to rake in millions by rigging sports bets and poker games involving mafia families. Portland coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier were charged. President Trump says he's backing off a planned surge of federal agents into San Francisco after speaking to the mayor as protesters gathered outside a U.S. Coast Guard base where they were located. Trump posted on social media Thursday that Mayor Daniel Lurie said the city was making progress in reducing crime. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 144 points. More details at srnnews.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. The Kern County Board of Supervisors has issued a referral in order to determine clarity from state and federal agencies as to the role of the county health officer's enforcement scope of inspections of private detention facilities operating under ICE within Kern County. County staff will provide a response at a future board meeting. The California Highway Patrol is investigating a crash involving several vehicles that led to one person being trapped inside their car. It happened just before 9 o'clock Tuesday night on Panama Road and Cottonwood Road when a Toyota, a Lexus, and a Nissan SUV collided near the intersection. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You've got your whole life ahead of you. So choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage California can count on.
Millions of fans agree. This Christmas tradition rocks. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. November 25th, Dignity Health Arena. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com and axs.com. Don't miss this season's most exciting concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, it's time for the Tips for Chips luncheon, and we'll have a couple of people in to talk about that. Some of my favorite people. We will have news, we'll have traffic, we'll have weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
It's rolling around there. Always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns, but I shot a man in Reno. Just I hang my head and. Is this from Folsom? I think it is. I've never heard the live version.
You have two versions and the bumper music, and I flip-flop between the two, but.
We are having difficulty finding Mr. Kerr, who's probably out somewhere interviewing somebody. So
this is also why I hate iPhones, because if you don't have the number saved, it'll immediately just bump you to their voicemail.
What do you mean?
Have you not noticed that?
Mm-mm.
If you don't have someone's number saved on an iPhone, and it doesn't recognize the number, most of the time it'll just forward you like your spam.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Interesting. Why don't you don't have Greg's number in your deal?
I do, and I texted him.
I talked to him earlier today. I wanted to talk to him more about the NBA, the premiere last night. So who do you have as your top 4 players in the National Basketball Association?
As of today, I have SGA.
Correct.
And last year's MVP, of course. Luka.
Correct.
Joker.
Correct.
And Giannis.
Correct.
With an honorary of Wemby, because I think at the end of the year, Wemby will be probably.
And what do they all have in common?
They're all European.
Well, SGA, they're all not American. SGA is from Canada, I thought.
Oh, yeah, he's Canada.
But yeah, there's not an American player who's on the top 5 list of basketball players. Is that a bad thing?
I think that just the evolution of the game has kind of gone that way. I heard it interestingly, or put in an interesting way, is that America teaching basketball, it's more of like a volume thing because there's so many kids that want to go out and play. In the European countries, it's very like one-on-one. It's very much they could teach you everything you need to know to be a pro.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just a different way of teaching the game.
It's crazy. Victor Wembanyama shot 70% last night. 70% from the floor. This kid is ridiculous. And he's got a handle for a man who is over 7'3". In the meantime, KBAK sports director and host of the Greg Kerr Show right down the hall on ESPN 1230 from 12 to 2. Greg Kerr joins us. How are you, sir?
Doing well, Ralph. How about you? Sorry, I'm running a little late.
That's all right. That's all right. I know you're busy. I just was hoping you could make sense out of this incredible story out of the NBA.
Let's see. This segment sponsored by ESPN Bet and DraftKings, because that's what you see on TV all the time.
That's right.
I'm not excusing anything these guys have done or allegedly have done. I'm not excusing any of it. What I will say is that are we surprised that we've had our sports inundated by so much gambling that people don't gamble?
Yeah.
That, you know, there are people who make bad mistakes when something is presented in front of them. You know, if you're given, have you and I ever shopped for a yacht? Probably not, right? You've never shopped for a yacht, right?
Never.
But if you gave me millions and millions and millions of dollars, that might come in play for me. Okay.
But Greg, if you're making $26 million a year, why would you mess with that? Why would you mess with the mafia? There's the mafia.
I told no, Ralph. I wasn't excusing anything. I totally agree with you. If I made that kind of money, I'd be like walking on air, right?
That's what I thought would be the protection. That these guys are making so much money, you can't buy them.
Yeah, and the thing is that yes, the mafia, really, the mafia. I mean, to think what they're doing here, they're using scanners to see the cards when they're down, and they're marked, and they got glasses. They got this is like, you know, it's like a movie, right?
Yeah,
and you're going like, are you really doing this? And how do you? Here's what I want to find out: how do you start out innocently in this, and then ultimately get sucked in? How do you actually get that deep in and go, and a red flag doesn't come up? Go, ooh, this is a little sketchy.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and then you meet a few guys with a crooked nose, and you're just going, oh my goodness.
And then I think they get a little something on you. And then once they've got that little something on you, then they can extort you and say, well, I'm going to call Adam Silver if you don't cooperate with us.
Yeah. And guess where that guy, it never ends well. Ask Tim Donahue or anybody else who's ever been around professional sports. It never ends well because somebody always finds out.
Yeah.
And
easily.
But it goes back to the other part, which is, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Why? You're living the dream that all of us would love to live in terms of at least financially independent, right?
Yeah.
And I understand when you make more money, you have bigger toys. I get that part, but I don't get this, the legal part. Why would you do illegal stuff? Why would you even step into that arena when you've got, as they say, the world is your oyster? When you're making so much money, you can just go do what you want to do. And, you know, you walk on the beach and you go, hey, that condo looks nice. I think I'll buy it now. Cash, you know, and it goes, and that's a nice life.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing I can answer to this is it's addiction.
Yeah.
It's addiction. It's got to be that.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Or stupidity. There's the two.
I think it's a combination of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
I really do.
It totally wiped off Victor Wembanyama's 40-point night.
15
rebounds and 3 blocks. Nobody's even talking about that.
Exactly. It was a pretty good opening night for the NBA. It really was.
To see a 7'9" guy with a crossover is just scary.
Crazy. And a fadeaway jumper. And
yeah.
I mean, Chris and I were just talking about
Park, man. The guy is just tall, you know, just got long limbs, and he just scares the heck out of everybody on the floor. He's incredible at 22 years of age.
Isn't he like a totally different player from last year?
Oh, he got some muscle. Yeah,
yeah, he's built.
And his footwork. I heard one of the announcers say that his footwork is incredibly advanced now. That apparently that's what he worked on the off season. So yeah.
Greg had one of the best comparisons of what it's like to watch Wemby play. It's like when the 9th grader goes back to his junior high and starts playing basketball against all the shorter kids, dunking on them and stuff like that. That's what it really looks like to me too.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I didn't even go junior high. I went grade school.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Like the 9th grader goes back to recess, and the kids are all out there, and he just toys with them.
Yeah, he made Anthony Davis look like a small forward. It was crazy. It was crazy.
But it was just stunning. But the basketball thing, what a nightmare. Your second night of your new season, and this drops. I mean, it's like, oh my goodness, this is a nightmare for Adam Silver, for the NBA, and now everybody's going to look at. We all question officiating anyway, right?
Sure.
And we all question certain things, sort of like that. Like, oh, come on, that's terrible, or whatever. And now with this out, everybody's going to think they have a legitimate reason to you think this is, we're not seeing the real stuff.
Yeah.
So,
And it's been for years how the home team gets more fouls, more free throws than the away team. Like, consistently. Like, doesn't that give you some sense of just something ain't right? You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, there was only one. I can't remember his last name right now. It was Rudy something, a veteran referee from way back when. He was known as a road referee. But outside everything, he was the guy that always the road teams always got favored by him.
Rudy, I think I know him. Mendelhoff or something like that.
Rudy Mendelhoff. Yeah. He was like a road referee.
Yeah.
But everybody, otherwise it's sort of skews to the home team. So.
And have you seen what they've exposed about the Chiefs and the plays that the Chiefs are getting? Like every single game.
Yeah.
Like just.
Yeah.
They're getting
no penalties 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead.
Makes you wonder.
It does. Greg Kerr is our guest. I want to jump around a little bit with you since I have you. Can the Jays stop these guys? Are the Dodgers a juggernaut?
They look like one, especially with that rotation. I mean, Toronto is an offense that can heat up in a minute.
Yep.
So they might have a 4-run outburst, and you go, "Wow, we got a series or whatever." And Vlad Guerrero's just tearing the cover off the ball.
Hitting almost 500 in the postseason.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at these 4 guys that pitched against Milwaukee, and you just go, "My goodness, look how!" And you know what? Yes, it's the pitchers. It's clearly the pitchers and their talent. But the Dodgers scouting and their minor league system and everything, you got guys coming, you go, "Who's that?" And then he has a game-winning base hit. They're just a really damn good organization.
That's what I've been trying to tell people.
And I know that people will point to the money and all the stars. Yeah, well, you know what? I wish, if I had a real big favorite team in sports, I wish they'd try to win like that too.
No kidding.
We should not complain about the Dodgers. We should complain about the teams that don't give a crap. And they just sort of, the owners make money, but the fans suffer through another losing season. And some of it I get because of market size and TV revenue is not equal across the league. So I get some of that, but a lot of the times it's because some owners don't care.
Yeah, Colin Cowherd had a great line this morning. He said everybody's bagging on the Dodgers because they want to be the Dodgers, because it's not just the money. And nobody was complaining when George Steinbrenner was spending all kind of money, and when they three-peated and they were kicking our butts in the 70s. Nobody complained when he was going out and getting Dave Winfield and Reggie Jackson, all these guys in free agency. And you're right, it's way beyond the money. It's the scouting, it's the minor league system, and it's the right free agents. A lot of free agency goes on and you crap out. You get a guy that doesn't answer the bell. And the Dodgers have hit on just about every big-time free agent, other than, I think, Tanner Scott, that they've went out and got.
And you know what's unique about them? Tell me, I mean, I don't know these guys personally, but at least on reputation, tell me one Dodger that seems to have a huge ego.
Exactly.
It's all about me. I don't know if any of those guys, it applies to any of them.
It's a fun bunch of guys that love each other. You can absolutely tell.
The only mystery guy is Ohtani, because we see him, but we really don't know his personality or anything like that, because he doesn't speak our language and we don't speak his. So we see a lot of things through interpreter, but we don't know what he thinks. And if I don't think he's arrogant at all. He puts his hand up and apologizes for every foul ball. He ever hits the foul ball down third baseline. He turns and apologizes to everybody down the third baseline.
And can you hear him when he yells when he hits a foul ball like that? He goes, "Aye, aye."
Yeah.
And then he apologizes to the other dugout. It's hilarious.
So him, Mookie, Freddie, Freeman, all of them have reason to be conceited and look at me and all this kind of stuff, and none of them seem to be that way.
No.
I mean, it's just seems like a pretty darn good clubhouse.
Absolutely.
So, not to mention Kershaw, who isn't really going to be a factor right now, but he is still a big part of that clubhouse and that leadership in terms of the way he has led all these years.
Absolutely.
Terrific guy.
That's why I want this one so badly. I want this for Kersh. I really do. Here's
what I said a couple days ago, not so much on the air. I think I was telling my son this. I just said if the Dodgers are going to win this thing, I hope in the clinching game they're up 10-1 in the ninth inning.
Yeah. Wouldn't that
and
be
they bring
nice?
Kershaw in to get the final out.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that
That'd
be
be
cool? That really would
Yeah.
be. I'll leave you with this. The Today Show did a package on Mark Sanchez, and Craig Melvin, who I normally admire, he's a South Carolina boy, the co-host, asked the reporter doing the package, what about his broadcasting career? And I was like, Craig, my man is going to prison. What are you talking about? Broadcasting career? What say you?
Well, at least they didn't ask about the butt fumble. But
I mean, have you seen the
yeah.
picture of the 69-year-old man?
Yeah, I saw a picture of him.
That's
Yeah.
what's going to do him in.
Yeah, I mean, look, that there's nothing good to say about that situation. And when it comes to legal stuff and courtroom stuff, I mean, I could spout off what I would say if I were just sitting amongst people and say, oh boy, but publicly, I always let it just play out. I
Yeah.
hate to be, that guy's toast or whatever, because there might be some things I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I just like to leave it to the people who are involved and let all the evidence come out. We've been shocked by a result or two in a courtroom before in our lives.
True.
So,
This
anything
seems
could happen.
This seems pretty open and shut, though, dude.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
yeah,
that
it does.
TMZ video of him doing wind
Yep.
sprints behind the bar. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you're doing a ball game literally in 12 hours, and you're
Yeah.
behind a bar doing wind sprints in a drunken
Yeah.
stupor. I mean,
Yeah.
and he seemed like such a I mean, I know we can't know these guys any more than we could actually know the Dodgers, like you say, Shohei, but he seemed like such a nice, likable kid. He's got a wife, 4 kids here in California. And why he's, I mean, like my dad just said, nothing good happens after 11 o'clock. And what he's doing at a bar 12 hours before kickoff, that alone is just puzzling.
Yeah. I've always wondered why, not wondered why, but I've always noticed, famous people and rich people always have bodyguards and they have this. What they need along with bodyguards are handlers.
Yes.
Okay, they need somebody that's allowed to tell them no.
Exactly.
Everybody. They all
Exactly.
need somebody. And unfortunately, people with money and power usually don't have people that tells them no.
No.
There's usually just yes men.
That's the
And
problem with Michael Jackson, Elvis, all those guys. No one would say, you got to straighten up, pal. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You needed one guy that you allowed to say no.
Yep.
That was allowed to say no to you.
Yep.
That's all his job was hey, no.
Yep.
And you got to trust him.
Childhood
You gotta
friend.
know that it's like having a designated driver, but this is your designated liver. your lifestyle person.
Exactly.
Your designated lifestyle person who says no.
Yeah. Final. Did you see the Tirico Michael Jordan interview?
No, I did not.
Oh, it was pretty good. It was really good. Yeah. He told a story about how he got a Airbnb on Long Island to see the Ryder Cup at Bethpage. And the gentleman who he rented the home from was there when he got there. And he was there with his grandchildren. And he asked Michael to hit a free throw. And Michael had told Tirico asked him, when was the last time he picked up a basketball? And he said, literally years. Oh, come on. He goes, no, seriously, I haven't picked up a basketball in years. And he told this story about having to shoot this free throw for this guy in front of this kid. And he said, I haven't been that nervous since the 92 finals. Because if I brick this in front of these kids who never saw me play, that's their last impression of Michael Jordan. And Tirico goes, well, what happened? He goes, what are you talking about? I swished it, of course. What's the matter with you? It was a great interview. It really was. He's going to be a big part of NBC's coverage, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the new NBA coverage, what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
What we saw last night on the ESPN side. By the way, let me give a quick plug to a friend of mine who used to work here a long time ago. His name is Aaron Levine. He worked at KBHA as a sportscaster.
I remember Aaron.
Yeah, almost 16, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He's going to be on Jeopardy on Monday.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a Stanford grad. Doesn't surprise me one bit.
No kidding. No kidding. I that is my ultimate dream, Greg. But now I'm aged out of it because I don't know any pop culture, movies, music today. But that was always my dream to go on Jeopardy. It really
I told Aaron he's going to be the first ever Jeopardy contestant who knows anything about sports.
All right, good. I'm gonna record that. I can't wait. I hope he wins.
That's gonna be good.
Has he already? He's probably already shot it.
Yeah. I don't think he can tell any results.
No.
I'm actually gonna have him on radio tomorrow, but yeah, I don't think he can talk about anything that happened.
What time are you having him on?
Facebook, so I think he must have done okay.
No kidding. What time are you having him on tomorrow?
12:30.
All right, I'm gonna check that out. I want to hear what he has to say. That's pretty cool.
All right, man.
All right, thanks so much for taking the time. Appreciate it, man.
All right, take care, Rob.
All right, you too. Greg Kerr, everybody. Aaron Levine was a good guy and a good sports reporter. Could you go on Jeopardy?
I could try, but I probably wouldn't do very well.
I could do like the staples, rivers, capitals, geography, religion, but pop culture stuff, movies,
Can we
actors.
go together? Because I could take care of the pop culture stuff.
Yeah. We could do Team Bailey.
Exactly. Put the money. I'm happy with it.
I mean, I didn't know half the candies that were DoorDash's top 10 Halloween candies.
I am very surprised you didn't know Nerds.
Airheads, Nerds. I didn't know any of that stuff. I'm aged out of my ultimate dream. Maybe they'll bring back Sale of the Century. Quick timeout. When we come back, you'll hear from Dave Roberts. Doc had a couple of words to say as we get ready for tomorrow night's game 1, 5 o'clock. Start probably about 5:20, 5:25. So we're cutting out of here at 5:30. I don't care what management says. No, I'm kidding. Quick timeout. We're coming right back. It's TRBS on a Thursday, right here on News Talk 96.1, AM 1180, KERN, streaming live at KernRadio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Coming up on the Friday edition of the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, the latest on the shutdown negotiations. We will look at what is getting cut and what's going to change this whole situation around. The Schumer shutdown continues, plus Clay.
We'll also talk with our buddy Chip Roy. He's running for Attorney General of Texas. That primary happening sooner rather than later. You won't want to miss it. Friday edition, Clay and Buck.
Live 9 to noon. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Attention, Medicare beneficiaries here in Kern County. If you are eligible for Medicare and looking for a doctor who listens and cares about you with minimal wait times and prompt referral authorizations, it's time you learned about QualCare IPA. QualCare IPA contracts with most Medicare Advantage health plans and provides you with access to a large network of outstanding doctors and quality hospitals right here in Kern County. Medicare Advantage health plans go beyond original Medicare benefits coverage, and understanding these coverage differences may be confusing. Call us today at 661-554-4544. Let us help you understand your healthcare option for 2025. Call today, 661-554-4544. That's 661-554-4544. Get the information you need and the coverage you deserve. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 661-554-4544, TTY 711.
Bear Mountain Sports is having their biggest ever fall hunting sale. Why? Because it's also a moving sale. Stock up now for all your fall hunting needs. Ammo, clothes, calls, all your fall hunting gear. Not a hunter? It's okay. We have major discounts on merchandise throughout the store. Many items are up to 75% off. We're getting ready to move 2 miles up the road and have lots of discounts and great buys throughout the store. Shop early for the best selection. Come shop for semi-auto pistols before they're banned in California. Stock is going fast. Bear Mountain Sports is located on Weepatch Highway, just south of the 58 freeway. Got a question? Give us a call, 366-AMMO. Come take advantage of the great buys and look for us in 2026 up the road about 2 miles at Pioneer Plaza. Locally owned and operated. We'll see you at the Bear, where the tradition continues.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
The Partridge Family. This is a great song. My turnip seed is next.
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM.
Hey!
Online at
I think I love you.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
Have a cup of coffee. Got me
An
bouncing off the
NBA
wall.
coach and a player have been placed on leave following their arrests in separate gambling schemes.
The NBA says it's placing Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey
Have a
Billups
cup
and
of coffee.
Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier on immediate leave after their Thursday arrests, along with more than 30 others in alleged sprawling gambling scheme. Billups was charged with participating in a conspiracy to fix high-stakes card games that were backed by La Cosa Nostra crime families. Rozier was accused in a second scheme to concoct fraudulent bets by exploiting confidential information about NBA athletes and teams. I'm Gethin Coolball.
The U.S. military has launched its ninth strike against an alleged drug-carrying vessel, killing 3 people in the waters of the eastern Pacific Ocean. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. actions are justified. Correspondent Donna Warder reports.
The U.S. has so far launched 9 strikes against alleged drug-carrying vessels in the Caribbean Sea and the Eastern Pacific Ocean, and U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is defending the Trump administration's actions.
This is an operation against narco-terrorists, as the Department of War characterizes them, the Al-Qaeda of the Western Hemisphere. These are well-funded, dangerous, violent drug cartels that operate as terrorists who are flooding our country with drugs.
The latest U.S. strike on Wednesday killed 3 people in the Eastern Pacific Ocean. I'm Donna Warder.
The European Union has heaped more economic sanctions on Russia, adding to President Trump's new punitive measures the previous day against the Russian oil industry. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 144 points, the Nasdaq rose 201, the S&P advanced 39. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you have an IRA or 401k, this is a message you really need to hear. In just the last 2 years, the price of 1 troy ounce of silver has more than doubled, and silver is now poised for major gains in the months ahead. Call Advantage Gold at 800-741-GOLD to learn how to convert a portion of your retirement assets into physical silver and position yourself for the next wave of growth in precious metals. It's not too late to leverage the power of silver to help secure your financial future. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD.
Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously. For the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife, and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. The Kern County Board of Supervisors has issued a referral in order to determine clarity from state and federal agencies as to the role of the county health officer's enforcement scope of inspections of private detention facilities operating under ICE within Kern County. Even though management is primarily at the federal level, Senate Bill 1132 authorizes a state or county health officer to investigate the private detention facility as they deem necessary. County staff will provide a response at a future board meeting. A preliminary hearing got underway on Tuesday for the 2 men charged for their part in a crash that killed 2 sisters and left a third seriously hurt over 2 years ago. Brandt and Montoya are accused of chasing the sisters with a vehicle on March 4th, 2023, as they were delivering newspapers. They mistakenly believed the sisters had Brandt's phone. The girl's vehicle burst into flames when it was hit by a pickup truck. Brandt and Montoya are charged with vehicular manslaughter. A highway encampment along Highway 99 has been cleared out. In the process, Caltrans managed to collect 3 cubic yards of debris. The encampment was along Highway 99 and Ming Avenue in Bakersfield. It was cleared out on Tuesday. According to Caltrans, affected individuals were offered services from their outreach partners. Fire restrictions have been lifted for the Sequoia National Forest. According to the U.S. Forest Service, the cooler weather means that campfires are being allowed on the Kern River, Hume Lake, and Western Divide Ranger districts. They do ask that you check local regulations at each district and national forest that you visit. Locations, weather, and regulations vary. Remember to check your campfire permits as they expire on December 31st each year. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Guy with the
What do you think? This is the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You gotta get them close like this. Bing! You blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hour 2 of the broadcast on this Thursday, 23rd day of October. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at KERNradio.com. Our money man, Daniel Petrie, will join us at the bottom of the hour. Coming up at 5, we'll talk about Putin saying that the sanctions that the president has placed will have no effect on the Russian economy. Yeah, right. The 3 remaining New York mayoral candidates went at it: a failed governor, a communist, and a burnt-out guardian angel. But believe me, the communist is the next mayor of New York. But we'll hear from all 3 of those: Curtis Sliwa being the guardian angel, Andrew Cuomo being the failed governor, and Zoran Mamdani being the next mayor of New York. But in the meantime, it is a Thursday. Time to check in with the executive director of Kern Tax via the Rogers Brandon Global Telephone Network. Live on the road, Mike Turnipseed. Sounds Sounds like your phone is attached to the wheel of your car or something.
Well, I asked him, sure when he talked to, I think I sound okay, and he said, yep, keep the windows up. And I said, okay, I'm driving, so that's the way it goes. From the grandkids,
You're with the grandkids?
We're on our way to Sacramento to see the grandkids.
Oh, okay. Well, enjoy. We can get through the week without you. It's the audio isn't that great.
It's worse than we thought.
Yeah, it's louder than we thought. But enjoy Sacramento. Say hi to Harriet for me.
Well, okay. Sorry about that, Ralph.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll talk to you next week.
All right.
All right, man. Take care. Drive safe. Mike Turnipseed. That was much. God, that was loud.
That was much louder than it was on the phone.
Yeah, that was weird. Sounded like he did have his windows down. Sounded like the damn phone was in the wheelbarrow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we've talked to people when they're in the car driving. Yeah. It doesn't usually, it's not that long. Somebody needs to look at the rubber pieces on their doors, I think.
No kidding. And he won't go to the extent that Kathy goes to when she's on the road. Yeah. Kathy literally pulls over.
As well you should.
Yeah, thank you. But I think he's with his wife. He's not going to pull over with his wife in the car.
No, as well they shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If he had told me that, he didn't tell me that. I thought he was going for some current tax thing. If he just told me I'm going to see the grandkids, well, then knock yourself out. I got plenty of show, baby. Plenty of show. In fact, let's check the board, see what everybody's talking about.
Don't you remember watching Cribs? Half of these guys would have a poster of Scarface. They are a wannabe gangster at heart.
That's not a bad point. They're just idiots. Black folks can get mad at me about this phrase if you want to, but it's true. You can take the boy out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the boy. And despite the millions of dollars that they make and the trappings and the cars and the women, they still have a little element of thug in them. Because why in the world would you ever, I don't know, maybe there's fear once you're contacted by a mafioso, but for me, my first phone call is to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And I would just say I'm an NBA ball player, and I've been contacted by the mafia, and I will not talk to you unless I get protection and protection around my family. But other than that, I'll even wear a wire. No, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I would cooperate with the FBI because, like I said, there's no getting out of the mafia. There's no like, okay, fellas, we've done our business and I've made you enough money. Thank you for your cooperation. Bye. See you later. No, it doesn't work like that. Once they've got you, they've got you. They own you. Have you ever seen The Gambler? Not the one with Mark Wahlberg, the original with James Caan?
No.
It's the same thing. James Caan, have you seen the one with Wahlberg?
Yes.
Have you really?
I think I have, yeah.
Is he a professor in that one as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In the original, James Caan plays an English professor at Columbia who comes from a very, very wealthy family. But he's not making any money. He's a Columbia University professor back in the 70s when these guys did make a lot of money. Now we've got, CSU presidents that are making presidential money. Every time I just think about that, I know I'm getting off the road, but Vernon Harper is down there on Camino Media making more money than the president of the United States. That is just mind-boggling to me.
And they want more.
And they want more money. And each year they bump up the tuition for your children and grandchildren. And yet this guy's making over $500,000, around $500,000, with his own house that he doesn't pay for, a stipend up and the house. And remember, Tomas Arciniega in the 70s got $50,000 to keep up his house in Seven Oaks. Imagine what they're giving the president today. I bet it's 100, 150. And I know for a fact, who's the last president? Zelensky.
Yes.
Zelensky. She was a member of Seven Oaks. They give you a country club membership. Like, what's that got to do with education? Well, they have to entertain people. They've got a house in Seven Oaks that you didn't pay for. Or does that come with the house, do you think? I don't think so. I think the university has to still pay for that.
It's got to be separate.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. But anyway, back to The Gambler. James Caan plays this professor who is a gambleaholic, and he gets into trouble. And he's got a great relationship with this kid on the basketball team, and he gets him to shave points, and that's where the hijinks begin. It's a great picture. I've never seen the one with Wahlberg. I just didn't think it could match this, but it's a really good film, and that's how these guys get sucked in. You know, maybe that was the deal with Rozier and Billups, that they got deep in the hole, because it can't be, the incentive can't be money. It can't be money. And you would think even if they got back in trouble, like I owe them $2 million, you think they'd be able to come up with it? I just don't understand how these guys get their grips. These guys being La Cosa Nostra, get their grips on these guys when Rozier was making $26 million a year.
24.
What? Oh, my bad. I mean, really? It's so sad. It really is. But they're going to prison. I think they're going to throw the book at these guys, because you got to dissuade it some way. And you know, it's just like Pete Rose. They went after Rose and made a damn absolute poster child out of him. Threw Pete in jail for tax evasion. Are you kidding? Just like Wesley Snipes, Lauryn Hill. Didn't Lauryn Hill go to jail?
Yep.
Yeah. The government likes to make a poster child out of you. You can try to screw the government, we're going to put you in jail. And this is just stupid.
Rozier definitely has to, because with the NBA passing it over 2 years ago, they have to right the wrong from that.
And that should be investigated.
Yeah.
Like, how did the NBA give him a pass? Was Silver the commissioner back then?
He was, yeah.
You know, I've never liked him, never trusted him. Really haven't. Yeah. But anything left on the board?
Yeah, I got a couple more here. Call it greed, Ralph. Most NBA players don't care nothing about basketball, just the money.
Well, I don't know about all that. I think that's a stretch. They've lost me. I don't. It's the only sport where I watched like the fourth quarter of the game last night. I watched the end of the Knicks game where your Cavs folded, and then I totally didn't watch the first half of Spurs Dallas, and then I like chimed back in because I was shocked it was still on, because I was trying to catch the boys.
Yeah,
that's really what I wanted to see. Ernie and the boys again back together. They put the band back together on ESPN, but the game was still going on. And I saw some highlights this morning, but the NBA has lost me, absolutely lost me. I have more interest in the WNBA. That's not true. That's not true. 842-5376. One more, and let's take a break.
Well, that's horrible. No American at the top of the NBA. Say goodbye to the dream team or the Olympic gold.
Who would be? That's an interesting question. Who is going to be the favorite in Los Angeles? What
France.
country? You think?
France. They have a team. And to be honest with you, let's also not get crazy. Just because we don't have the top 5 guys doesn't mean we don't have the top team in the world. You put all.
So what would our team look like?
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
Probably Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
I would assume we get
Townsend. Maybe.
Yeah, I think you maybe get Anthony Davis to come in and play center.
Yeah. Curry,
if he wants to come back.
If he's still in the
play.
league.
Him and LeBron both might not be on the team just because they're not.
What is he,
anymore.
36, 37?
John Morant will most likely be on the team. Hey, we got a lot of talent on America's side as well.
Yeah.
No, I still say France. France is just going to be loaded. Them in Australia.
Australia. Who does Luka play for?
Slovenia.
Where?
Slovenia.
It's going to be interesting. In LA. God, it's going to be fun. I'm telling you, 1984 was one of the greatest summers of my life, because it was, everyone predicted that LA would be chaos and just 405 and the 10 and all the freeways would be just, Hollywood freeway just be packed. And I don't know if Los Angelinos left LA that summer, but there was no traffic issues. And it was a great Olympic, and it was just a different vibe in the city. I remember because my then girlfriend came out to work the Olympics that summer along with some other friends from Atlanta. And I remember we went into Westwood and you could tell that it was a total international vibe. Like you could just see the different cultures walking around Westwood. It was crazy. It was a fun summer. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into the New York debate between Zohran Mamdani, the apparent heir to Eric Adams, who now has endorsed Governor Cuomo. But the fly in the ointment apparently is Curtis Sliwa, the former guardian angel, the Mr. Beret. He will not step down. We've got some Sliwa audio, don't we not, from like yesterday. We'll hear his declaration, then we'll hear some stuff from the debate itself last night. I don't have a problem with Mamdani winning. I really don't. Just like when AOC challenges Chuck Schumer in 2028, I'm going to be rooting for AOC. Let them rearrange the Democratic Party. Let them elect Democratic Socialists. They are so far out of step with routine America, as I like to call it, that let them go ahead. Quick time out. Coming right back. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Thursday, right here on Newstalk 96.1 AM 1180 KRN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM.
Casey?
You got the Halloween one?
Yeah.
Yeah, run that.
Details that are out from the big NBA game-fixing gambling scandal. This is exciting.
And how about some good news? We, the United States, are making great progress in freeing ourselves from being dependent on China for the rare earth stuff we keep hearing about. Really good progress. That and the news of the day, of course, on the next Armstrong and Getty Show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You guys know that I'm not a really big fan of Halloween, but can we at least admit that at the end of the night, it's really about a risque evening of ladies wearing kitty cats and police uniforms and the dirty nurse, et cetera, Well, that theme is picked up at Casey's Steakhouse because on October 31st, Cassie Biddle is throwing a 1001 night party, which is going to skip the costume party and join them for dinner and a belly dancing show. It's going to be a great night with a 5-course meal, 2 craft cocktails, and photos with the belly dancers who'll be performing on F Street for 3 hours that night. Tonight, you may not want to miss October 31st, obviously Halloween night, beginning at 6:30 on F Street at KC Steakhouse. Longtime sponsors of the Ralph Bailey Show.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive. Like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did. I got the job. I can't believe it.
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good Samaritan Hospital, they provide high-quality medical detox, psychiatric services, and medical and surgical care. They accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal, Medicare, and Kern Family. They offer Kern County's longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
So polls are saying that Zoran Mamdani has a commanding lead, just like he did in the primary. And voting in New York, another state that does early voting, doesn't make any sense, starts this weekend for the November Tuesday election. And Curtis Sliwa, first Eric Adams got out. Because remember, I predicted that Adams would win. He's a horrible candidate. That's what I don't understand. You couldn't, of all the 9 million people in New York City, you couldn't have picked two worse Democrats to run against this communist, a failed governor who many New York residents believe killed their grandparents during COVID. In fact, Mamdani brought a family member of someone who died during COVID and used her as kind of like a prop to illustrate what a bad governor Andrew Cuomo was, and he was. And we haven't even talked about the sexual abuse charges that he went through. He's just a horrible human being and a horrible governor. So he has no chance of beating him. And if Sliwa even gets out, that's not going to change anything. That might up the number of Democrats that vote for this guy. But young people believe in this guy because he's telling them, he's Willy Wonka. He's telling them everything they want to hear. I'll give you this. I'll give you that. We'll freeze rent. We'll have government stores that'll have cheap groceries. You can move back into New York. You don't have to live in New Jersey. You don't have to live in a studio closet in Greenwich Village. I'll bring you back into the city. Blah, 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 blah. It just doesn't work. It does not work. Everybody points to Sweden as a socialist country that works. Yeah, because Sweden is the size of New Jersey. This is the United States of America, a multicultural, diverse, capitalistic country where socialism, the idea that we're all going to share money and that there's going to be a limit on how much dough you can make is absolutely insane. Meantime, here's Curtis Sliwa on being asked. He claims he went on the Breakfast Club and claimed that he was offered $10 million to get out of the race.
The billionaires can conspire to pick their candidate. They failed with Cuomo the first time. They ran over to Eric Adams, and now they've run back to Andrew Cuomo. I trust the people. They'll make the decision. I'm not dropping out.
And it's not going to make a difference. Anyway, here's just some juicy audio. It got funky. I don't even know why we're playing this because Mamdani's going to win. Sliwa could get out, and he's not, but he could get out, and it's going to improve Cuomo's numbers. He's trailing by like 12, 14 points. That might get him within striking distance, maybe 6 or 7. But Mamdani's going to win. Here is Cuomo going at it with Curtis Sliwa.
Since I left, homeless rate has more than doubled. When I left, the vacancy rate on housing was 4.5%. It's now 1%. This man never even proposed a bill on housing or education. Never even proposed a bill.
Keep going back and forth between the two of you. Mr. Sliwa, it's your turn.
Andrew, you didn't leave. You fled from being impeached by the Democrats in the state legislature. You fled.
Yeah, it's the truth. Could you have picked two worse candidates? Eric Adams, who also has all but fled, damn near went to jail. Cuomo, who he's right, fled. Here's some more between the two.
Mr. Cuomo, in 2021,
13 different women who worked in your administration credibly accused you of sexual harassment. Since then, you have spent more than $20 million in taxpayer funds to defend yourself, all while describing these allegations as entirely political. You have even gone so far as to legally go after these women. One of those women, Charlotte Bennett, is here in the audience this evening. You sought to access her private gynecological records. She cannot speak up for herself because you lodged a defamation case against her. I, however, can speak. What do you say to the 13 women that you sexually harassed?
If you want to be in government, then you have to be serious and mature. There were allegations of sexual harassment. They were then went to 5 district attorneys, fully litigated for 4 years. The cases were dropped, right? You know that as a fact. So everything you just stated, you just said was a misstatement, which we're accustomed to from.
Stated was a misstatement?
Yes, because the cases were dropped.
Unbelievable. It's just.
That was Mamdani, by the way.
Yeah, my bad. 33-year-old who hasn't passed a bill. That's, in fact, in the first bite, that's who he was alluding to before he got into it with Sliwa. Here is more Mamdani on Cuomo.
We first just heard from the Republican candidate for mayor, and then we heard from Donald Trump's puppet himself, Andrew Cuomo. You could turn on TV any day of the week, and you will hear Donald Trump share that his pick for mayor is Andrew Cuomo. And he wants Andrew Cuomo to be the mayor, not because it will be good for New Yorkers, but because it will be good for him.
Do we have time for any more? Yeah, let's play one more.
I didn't want to have to do this, but you understand how this works. You can't talk over each other. Nothing works if you do that. I believe we've heard your response. I wanted to give you a quick word, and then we're going to move on.
I heard the both of them again fighting like kids in the schoolyard. Zoran, your resume could fit on a cocktail napkin. And Andrew, your failures could fill a public school library in New York City.
It's too bad Sliwa is not a reputable candidate. That's a funny line, though. Your resume could fill a cocktail napkin. Quick time out. We're off to 21st and Oak. It's our money man, Daniel Petrie's next.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Trump administration has finalized a plan to open the coastal plain of Alaska's Arctic National Wildlife Refuge to oil and gas drilling, renewing long-simmering debate over whether to drill in one of the nation's most sensitive wilderness areas. The plan fulfills a promise by President Trump and congressional Republicans to open this portion of the refuge to possible development. President Trump says he's backing off a planned surge of federal agents into San Francisco after speaking to the mayor as protesters gathered outside a U.S. Coast Guard base where they were located. Trump posted on social media Thursday that Mayor Daniel Lurie said the city was making progress in reducing crime. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 144 points, the Nasdaq rose 201. More details at srnnews.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. Ridgecrest police have arrested a man for allegedly trying to trade an illegal rifle for 2 guns. Officers served a warrant in the 300 block of North Cisco Street at around 1:45 Tuesday afternoon. Investigators say that Gavin Pittman, who is prohibited from possessing firearms, had an illegal rifle and was trying to trade it for 2 handguns. Officers managed to convince the suspect to surrender. He was booked into the Kern County Jail. Dr. Randy Villegas has announced his candidacy for the 22nd Congressional District. He has received endorsements from Bakersfield Vice Mayor Manpreet Kaur and Kern County District 5 Supervisor Letitia Perez. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FAST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's the JR Show. So the city decides to put a gel bed task force together to find more gel beds. And who better to run the show? Well, Councilman Bob Smith. That's right. Bicycle Bob needs something to hang his hat on when he runs for re-election next year because somebody's going to run against him and he's feeling the heat. And what exactly has Bicycle Bob done on his tenure as city council? Anybody? Anybody?
The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday morning, 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's a Thursday. We're headed to 21st and Oak, the offices of Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. And Mr. Daniel Petrie, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Ralph.
How is it humanly possible that I did not know that you're a Taft boy?
Well, you say that all the time.
Do I?
Yes. I think you've said it before, and then you talk about your friend over there,
Mike Parent.
Yeah.
Jeff Lamucci, Larry Fields. I know a host, Keith Watkins, who was on the show yesterday. His daughter was the one that caught Mark McGuire's out of the ballpark home run.
Oh, I heard a part of that.
Yeah.
Now, I may not know everybody, but most everybody will know our name because there were so many Petrie kids over there.
Yeah. Well, how many brothers do you have? 8, 9?
There were nine of us that went through the school system there. So
that is amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, somebody that you know that's older than, and I was the youngest, so most everybody says, "Oh, yeah, I remember that now. I went to school with such and such."
Of course. How older is your oldest from you?
Oh, my. 16 years older than I am.
16 years older.
So, of those, in fact, when my mother had me, she shared a hospital room with somebody else who was having a baby, I think is normal in hospitals.
What, her oldest daughter? No, I'm kidding.
Yes, the person she shared the room with was having a baby, but she was younger than my sister.
Wow.
So isn't that wild?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. You graduated from Taft High School?
I did, sir.
Yeah. Did you play any sports up there?
I did not.
No?
Okay. I worked. It's funny. I was a pretty good athlete, but the reason I was a good athlete is because I played with my brother above me was 5 years older than me.
That's why I asked.
Sister.
Normally, guys that have older brothers are pretty good athletes because
I did well.
Brothers are their competition.
When I was 13 and under, I will say I was very good.
Yeah.
But what happened is when other people caught up to me athletically, it was odd for me because I'm like, why aren't I starting? Why aren't I the best on the team? And I just assumed like it's over.
Yeah. What's the
So I never adjusted really. And we had to pay our way through college. So I'd been working since I was 10. So I just ended up working.
I hear you. What's the name of the Robin Williams movie that was shot up there?
Best of Times.
Best of Times with Kurt Russell. That's a pretty damn good movie.
It's and there's they didn't film it all in Taft, but there's a few scenes where it's like, oh yeah, I know where that is.
Downtown, where they're downtown by the movie theater.
Yeah, the auto. There was where he ran the auto parts store, auto repair store. Auto parts.
Taft used to be a common place for motion pictures. When I was doing TV, I did a story on Scott's Boy. Who's Scott's Boy, Chris? Kiefer Sutherland was doing a movie with the guy on Wings, Thomas Hayden, I believe his name is.
That rings a bell, yeah.
And Bridget Fonda, a young Bridget Fonda.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And my cameraman became friends with Kiefer, and we ended up hanging out with him at the Doubletree, and he was shooting Jack Daniels as we played pool till like 2 a.m. It was pretty cool.
Taft was a nice place to grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, good place to grow up.
Yeah, I love it out there. I love the golf course. I haven't been out there in a long time, but I love Buena Vista. It's a nice track. It's a different track.
I think the first time I played golf was out there, and of course, the Hanyak that I have a tendency to be, I drove the golf court on the green. I didn't know. I was just following. Yeah, I was just following the ball. And there, the people I were with, like, hey, you can't do. Okay, I won't.
The first time I ever played golf, I played in my football cleats.
Yeah.
And the guy ran and stopped me on the first tee and was like, "Son, I can't let you play with those cleats." And I was like, "What? Why not?"
Yeah, you're probably like, "What are you talking about?"
Everybody else has got cleats because that was back in the day when we all had to wear spikes. And it's like, you'll kill my green, son. That's where my
do you just wear tennis shoes now, or do you wear?
No, I wear the plastic spikes.
Yeah.
I miss the metal spikes. I like those. But
I enjoyed the feel of digging in kind of better.
Yeah, exactly. But it tears up the greens.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think you can replace spike marks back in the day. I think you just had to deal with it. I can't remember. You can replace.
I don't see how you could. I mean,
you can fix ball marks, but back in the day, I don't think you could. Anybody golfers want to chime in on this and tighten me up? I don't think you could fix spike marks. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember. But so I understand that we are over $38 trillion.
I was going to bring that up because we had an increase of almost 150 billion for the week.
Are you serious?
Isn't that crazy?
And from 29 to 150?
Yeah, we've had a few weeks here now, starting in September, of 150, 289 1 week. Remember that?
Yeah.
And now 150. So I don't know what's going on, but it's crazy.
No cause for this?
I have not found. I looked up one. In one, I thought I made an error. I thought, well, I don't have that right. I looked. In fact, a couple days later, I thought I still had it wrong. I tried to find a reason, and there was no. It was just generic. What could cause it? There was no. I found no specifics.
Yeah. Paul Guerra, the president of the board up at BCC, writes, "You are correct. Back in the day, you could not repair or fix or tap down spike marks. The rule has changed now, and you can actually fix spike marks or any irregularity in your line." Thank you, Paulie.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that was the case.
It felt like with the right spikes, though, unless you were really moving around on the green, you wouldn't even see the holes you create sometimes.
Well, some guys will tear up the green with the plastic spikes.
Yeah, it's possible.
Guys dragging their feet on the dragging their feet on the green.
Yeah.
The only rule that I think that they have to change, and I don't know why they won't, is when a ball lands in a divot. That's just not fair and just ain't right.
Yeah, I think you should get a move.
Yeah, you hit it right down the center, and particularly for pros, because they all generally hit it in the same area.
Yeah.
And you put it right down the middle, and you're essentially in a hole. That's about as dumb a thing as I've ever heard.
And those balls are going to find the lowest spot a lot of times. So
yeah.
They end up in a little divot hole.
That's why we play, you can bump it on the fairway, because it just doesn't make any sense to put it down the middle and have a bad lie. There's no such thing, however, at Bakersfield Country Club. They're just, I mean, the fairways right now look like greens. It's in such good shape. By the way, they're celebrating their 75th anniversary. Isn't that incredible?
That is.
Yeah. I used to see BCC on television. Arnold Palmer used to play up there in the 60s when he would do the television thing.
Wow.
And I know at least I've seen him twice up there at BCC. And it's so different in black and white and back in the 60s. You know, there's no trees. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember trying to watch football back then. It was like, what's going on? I see people moving, but I can't tell where the ball is.
Yeah. And back in the day, I mean, even before me, they used to not mark their ball. So you would have to like almost chip over a ball to get it in the hole if the guy was in your line.
Oh, that
seems... it was stupid. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense, but
that's not a good.
Yeah. So what are we going to do, Daniel? I mean, if this thing would be $40 trillion in a couple of months.
I know it.
And then what's crazy is Congress isn't even discussing this.
No. I did see, since we hit a mark, you know, the 38 mark, I did see it on some more than I almost expected, but you're right. None of the what do you call them, pundits? And you would think the media would be all over this, trying to accuse Trump of stuff, but
yeah, particularly given the jump, the 150, the 280.
Yeah.
I mean, good God,
those are big. I mean, considering what 29 is big, and those are normal.
And how long did we go with 29 every single week? I mean, it was like months.
Long time.
Months. And then all of a sudden, now we're just...
Well, yeah, because when we started doing this, I believe we started talking about it, or I started keeping track via the radio in December of 24, and we were still in the low 36s then.
Yeah.
We've crossed 37. Now we've crossed 38.
And like I said, by Christmas, we could be at 40. Isn't that crazy?
No, it seems insane.
Yeah. Let's check on gold and silver as we do every week.
Volatility has been increasing, but gold and silver did come down quite a bit. But gold is sitting closed today at a little over 4,100.
Yeah.
Down under 5% for the week. Silver came all the way back to under 49. 48.81 is where it closed today, down almost 10% for the week. But volatility has been, we're still higher than where we were in middle of October. So,
any impact?
Early October.
Any ramifications from Trump putting sanctions on the two biggest oil producers in Russia?
We did see a little jump in the price of oil today, but it's funny, I didn't see oil producers moving up. I mean, they were up, but nothing like the price of oil. But oil sitting around 60, I think, is where it is right now.
Really?
Seems like it'd be a lot higher.
Yeah, I was going to say that's low.
Yeah, I don't know why it's been down there. I would tend to be bullish on oil at this price. But,
yeah, no kidding. Especially with the holidays right around the corner. Good googly moogly.
If that stays on for a while, that'll only help because they're big. If we have oil limited on the market, it's going to cause prices to go up.
Yeah, Putin insists this is going to have no impact on his economy, but of course he's one of the biggest liars in the history of the world.
Can you trust what he does? I mean,
no.
Russia will be whatever he says they are.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is.
Is Donald Trump going to give the Ukrainians Tomahawk missiles?
It sure doesn't seem like it.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
I think he's fearing escalation, but something's got to give because Putin does not want peace. There will be no peace. He wants to bring back the band. And he wants Ukraine, and I think he wants the long game. I think he thinks time is on his side. I really do.
Yeah, well, so far it seems to be correct, but I don't know how much he can deal with. Maybe they're not having as much economic pain as what they're going through would cause.
No, I think it's worse. I just think who's gonna say anything?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're in Siberia if you open your mouth. Are you kidding me? God,
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Oil's at 61.59.
Wow, that's way
That is
low.
low.
Way low.
Yeah.
That is shocking. It really
And that's
is.
with a big jump on the Russian oil sanction news. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Anything else before I let you go?
Let's take a peek at futures. And if I can get there. It looks like slightly up.
Yeah.
Mixed a little bit. Dow's down. NASDAQ and S&P are slightly up.
Yeah. Any comment on the NBA scandal?
Sad to see.
Isn't it crazy?
I just hate seeing stuff like that. I mean, you go through many times where you wonder, did they throw a game, or did that player tank, or and you always wonder, but no, they monitor that, and then you hear these things come out and you're like, well, it's hard to what causes that? Is it just money talking? Or is it
I just think it's maybe the thug in these guys, because it can't be the money.
I know.
Terry Rozier was making $24 million a year. And that's what, like I said at the top of the show, I always thought with this influx of gambling, there was always this question about the players and throwing games. And my thesis was always, these guys are making too much money to be bought. $24 million a year, they make in a night what these guys would get offered to throw something. And
now
yet,
they've ruined your money from that. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
And now you're ruined. You're going to have to pay restitution. You're going to have to do a little prison time because they love to make poster childs out of celebrities, just like they did Pete Rose, just like they did Wesley Snipes, guys that didn't pay back their taxes. They can get them back for not paying taxes because they received a ton of money and you didn't pay any taxes on it. That's how they got Al Capone. They didn't get Capone for murder, prostitution, gambling. They sent him for 11 years for tax evasion.
Yeah.
Money unreported.
Power.
Yeah. And all this money that they made, all this money that was laundered to Chauncey Billups, he didn't pay any taxes on that. I'm shocked they didn't throw that in, and I think they will when they announce the second indictment.
Hey, did you get an answer on Mark Sanchez and the pension?
Yes. You still get it because the classic example is OJ.
Yeah.
OJ, I mean, got acquitted of killing two people, even though he did it, but went to jail on a felony for trying to steal his stuff back in Las Vegas. And you can't touch it.
That's kind of what I saw too. I did see that sometimes if the felony is committed within the job, like if then you could possibly lose your pension.
Oh, is that right?
After the fact, and the NFL might be different even.
Yeah.
But, that's interesting. But
I was just agreeing with him. That makes sense. Maybe when it happens while they're playing, they can just say, "Nope, you're already pulled," or something of that nature.
Yeah. But $249,000 a year OJ was getting after he got acquitted of almost chopping off his wife's head. Isn't that crazy?
How long ago was that now?
95. We just celebrated it.
Goodness.
We just celebrated it. June of 90. The trial was in 95. He committed the murder in June of 94. That was the summer. That was the summer that I finished school. I remember I was playing golf with Tony Tarango. I swear to God, I remember it. It was a Friday, and that was the night of the car chase. And Tony and I played golf in Kern River, and then we went to Don Perico's, and we were watching the Houston Knicks game. And Bob Costas came on and said, "There's breaking news." And then Brokaw came on. This is while the Knicks-Houston final was going on, and they showed that infamous chase.
Bronco chase.
I was convinced he was going to blow his head off.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way this guy's going to prison. He's going to kill himself. But I should have known. Narcissists never take their own lives.
I can't believe that was, 30 years ago.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
We're getting old, Ralph.
We are old. We ain't getting that ship. That ship has sailed, my brother.
No, I can't admit it.
Yeah, I can't either. And I'm not handling it well, Daniel.
No,
I'm really not. I'm having a real problem with it.
Well, we'll call it a midlife crisis.
Yeah. I just try to keep convincing myself it certainly beats the alternative. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's right.
Every day above ground is a good day.
That's right. No matter the pain, at least we're not lying horizontal.
Daggone straight.
That's right,
All
Ralph.
right, sir. Are you
All right.
are you rooting for my Dodgers or are you going Canadian on me?
Oh, you know what? It's going to be a good series, but I think Dodgers win.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think anything can stop this juggernaut. I really don't.
You guys have the better. You know, anything can happen, but you have the better team.
Clearly.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Okay, bye, Ralph.
All right, take care, man. Daniel Petrie from Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. His phone number 395-9400, 395-9400. And again, his office located right on the corner of 21st and Oak. Passing by every day I go home, just about. Quick time out. We're headed toward the 5. It's TRBS on a Thursday, right here on News Talk 96.1 and streaming live at kernradio.com. Still no AM, right?
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, it's time for the Tips for Chips luncheon, and we'll have a couple of people in to talk about that. Some of my favorite people. We will have news, we'll have traffic, we'll have weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Hey, everybody, it's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Sangera Subaru. You know, it's time again for Subaru Loves Pet Month. For the past few years, Sangera Subaru has supported the Bakersfield SPCA's efforts to increase adoption during the month of October. Last year, the Bakersfield SPCA had a total of 73 cats and dogs, all adopted. This year's goal, 100 animals adopted. Plus, Wednesday, October 22nd, Subaru celebrates their 7th annual National Make a Dog's Day. We invite all dog enthusiasts to do something special for their furry friends or maybe consider either adopting or fostering a dog. In addition, the SPCA holding a low-cost microchip and vaccination clinic Saturday, October 25th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. $20 each for a microchip or vaccine. Now is a great time to adopt a pet from the Bakersfield SPCA. Join Sangera Subaru in supporting this worthwhile cause during the Subaru Loves Pet Month. Sangera Subaru, paving the way for a better community.
You've used KB Print and Bakersfield signs for all your print marketing products throughout time. Why? Because we've been doing it right for over 35 years. And now KB Print and Bakersfield Signs are excited to unveil our brand new 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility. At KB Print and Bakersfield Signs, we don't just print, we help bring your brand to life. From vibrant brochures and business cards to custom vehicle wraps to branded company apparel and eye-catching storefront signage. KB Print and Bakersfield Signs provides high-quality marketing materials that get you noticed. Whether you're promoting a new product, outfitting your team, or turning your vehicle into a branding machine for your business, we've got you covered with fast turnarounds, great prices, and the personalized local service you deserve. Are you ready to stand out? Visit kvprint.com or call 661-327-1772 today for a free quote. KV Print and Bakersfield Signs. Your brand, your style, our print.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
842-5376, 842-KER. Anything left on the board?
Yeah, we got a couple more.
We got
I can pick two of the worst candidates ever, Trump and Harris.
what's that got to do with anything? Thank you, though. We appreciate your participation. So who'd you vote for? Ralph Nader? What else you got?
A lot of these athletes were born and raised in the ghetto where they glorify gangsters, and it's a symbol of success. Magic Johnson speaks about this.
Why did I start? I started it.
I mean, again,
I started. I should have made that comment. You can take the boy out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the boy. I opened up the gate. Let's don't make this a racial thing, shall we? Let's don't make this a racial thing. I think it's, I don't know. I think somehow these guys had something on these guys. There's no other, you can't blame their upbringing.
Especially Chauncey. Chauncey's been an outstanding citizen since he was a pro.
And we don't know the background of Terry Rozier.
No.
What if his father was a former athlete and he grew up like Kristen McAuliffe or these guys, McCaffrey? I mean, these guys whose parents were athletes and they grew up extremely wealthy. You don't know.
And also,
I don't know anything about Chauncey Billups and what his background's from. What are you going to do? I don't know. What else? One more.
Ralph, a great movie on gambling addiction based on true events.
Yes.
Owning Mahoney.
Owning Mahoney?
Mahoney, I believe. Mahoney.
I've never seen it. I thought they were going to say Uncut Gems.
Oh, fantastic.
That is a crazy movie with a crazy ending.
Did not see it coming.
Never saw it coming. What did you think was going to happen? You know what I thought was going to happen? I thought the guy who she met at the hotel was going to steal the money from her.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen. But he puts her in the limo and gives her the money. And I was like, and then bang, crazy. But it was kind of weird that he locks them in the thing. And it was weird. What did you think of it? I thought it was, I watch it not every time, but I've watched it like 3 times.
I need to go back and rewatch it. It's been a while for me, but I agree with you. I thought it was going to be more along the lines of he gets cheated out of the money and then his luck turns bad kind of thing because he loses the lucky item.
Right. And Kevin Garnett is all in the picture. That's when Hollywood was screaming that he didn't get nominated. I didn't think his performance was that extraordinary. We head into the final hour of the broadcast. Stick around. Don't go anywhere.
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The NBA is facing a gambling scandal of massive proportions. FBI Director Kash Patel says the scope of the case encompasses illegal high-stakes poker games that involve sports coaches and were operated by organized crime figures in addition to rigging actual games to affect gambling stakes.
Individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing.
The NBA says Billups, Rozier, and Owens have been placed on leave. New York City's 3 mayoral candidates held a debate just days ahead of early voting. Correspondent Donald Warder reports.
Sunday's
Former
a travel
Governor
day,
Andrew
right?
Cuomo said in Wednesday's debate,
Sunday's
carried
a
by
travel day
Spectrum
for the
News
World
New York
Series,
1,
right?
that if front-runner Zoran Mamdani won, President Donald Trump would take over the city. Republican Curtis Sliwa accused Cuomo and Mamdani of antagonizing Trump, and Mamdani questioned Cuomo about sexual harassment allegations that forced Cuomo's resignation as governor.
Describing these allegations as entirely political.
Cuomo fired back.
Fully litigated for 4 years, the cases were dropped.
Sliwa accused both men of fighting like kids in a schoolyard. I'm Donna Warder.
The Trump administration has finalized a plan to open the coastal plain of Alaska's Arctic National Wildlife Refuge to oil and gas drilling. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 144 points. The Nasdaq rose 201. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety
Hey, what's the
meds,
game tonight?
everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cover.
Football, it's the Vikings and Chargers.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Not a terrible game, but the Chargers probably could get their butt handed to them.
But you never know with them.
Oh, this offensive line is really banged up.
Is it Wentz again?
Yeah.
How long is McCarthy going to be out?
They're expecting him to be back in the next 2 weeks, but even if he does come back, what are you going to get? You know what I mean? I still have faith in the kid, but it hasn't looked great the first couple of games. And honestly, I don't think he'd be good without Jim Harbaugh as his coach.
No.
Well, I mean, if you watched him at Michigan, he never really had games where he threw for over 200, 250 yards.
Yeah,
he was always
true.
the game manager. And that's not a bad thing, but in the NFL, you need somebody that's going to be able to take over the game by themselves at quarterback. Otherwise, you're just behind.
True that.
RN.
I'm Bill Robbins. The Kern County Board of Supervisors has issued a referral in order to determine clarity from state and federal agencies as to the role of the county health officer's enforcement scope of inspections of private detention facilities operating under ICE within Kern County. Even though management is primarily at the federal level, Senate Bill 1132 authorizes a state or county health officer to investigate the private detention facility as they deem necessary. County staff will provide a response at a future board meeting. A preliminary hearing got underway on Tuesday for the two men charged for their part in a crash that killed two sisters and left a third seriously hurt over 2 years ago. Brandt and Montoya are accused of chasing the sisters with a vehicle on March 4th, 2023, as they were delivering newspapers. They mistakenly believed the sisters had Brandt's phone. The girl's vehicle burst into flames when it was hit by a pickup truck. Brandt and Montoya are charged with vehicular manslaughter. A highway encampment along Highway 99 has been cleared out. In the process, Caltrans managed to collect 3 cubic yards of debris. The encampment was along Highway 99 and Ming Avenue in Bakersfield. It was cleared out on Tuesday. According to Caltrans, affected individuals were offered services from their outreach partners. Fire restrictions have been lifted for the Sequoia National Forest. According to the U.S. Forest Service, the cooler weather means that campfires are being allowed on the Kern River, Hume Lake, and Western Divide Ranger districts. They do ask that you check local regulations at each district and national forest that you visit. Locations, weather, and regulations vary. Remember to check your campfire permits as they expire on December 31st each year. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think this is, the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You gotta get up close like this. Bing! You blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Final hour of the broadcast on this Thursday, 23rd day of October. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and streaming live at KERNradio.com. We apologize. The AM is still down. You've got all kind of alternatives. You can listen to us on the phone at KERNradio.com or on your laptop or whatever. Or you can go to YouTube and actually watch us do the broadcast. But the AM is down. It's down, down, down. 842-5376, our phone number, 842-KERN. We still got lots to do before we get out of here at 6 o'clock. Talk a little bit more about the sanctions that the president has put on Russia's two largest oil companies. I think he needs to hit the countries that are still taking oil from the Russians. How Western European countries are still sapping up their oil and still trying to fight in the name of Ukraine just doesn't make any sense. You're fueling, see what I did there? You're fueling his war by taking his fuel. That's who should be ashamed of themselves. It's just stupid. It doesn't make any common sense. Meantime, there's breaking Dodger news. Randy and Big Dog both ran in here to tell me that Alex Vesia will not be available. Apparently, he's going through a family tragedy. The Dodgers put this out saying, it's with a heavy heart that we share that Alex Vesia is away from the team as he and his wife, Kayla, navigate a deeply personal family matter. The entire Dodger organization is sending our thoughts to the Vesia family and will provide an update at a later date. You know what that means, don't you, Burdick?
Motivation.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, you mean Tanner Scott coming in? That is unfortunate.
66 is back on the roster.
You don't think this is going to motivate the crew? Say, hey, we got to go do this not only for Clayton, but now we got to go do it for Vest too?
If it's football, I believe that. Football can motivate you and you can get up and hit harder and run faster. But pitching is pitching.
True.
And you can either get the ball over the plate and put it in spots that you need to, or you can't. I don't know. Maybe this will inspire Tanner. You know, with the Dodger luck, I wouldn't be surprised if Tanner Scott came in and had the best 3 or 4, 5, 6 days of his entire career. Yeah. I mean, because the kid he's capable. He blew 11 saves this year. He blew 2 last year. That's why we signed him to a $72 million contract. And you got the only good thing is most of the Blue Jays' best hitters are right-handers. That's the good thing. So it'll be right on right, which means Blake Trinan has got to get up big. Who else do we have right-handed in the bullpen? Sheehan has got to get up big. That's about it. Blake Trinan has got to pitch like he has in the playoffs. Because who could have predicted that? Although, again, I say we're extremely lucky. Because Blake Trinan struck out a guy who swung at ball 4.
Kasparis is also a righty.
Oh, I don't like Ben.
And Klein.
I'm not a Ben fan. I'm still incredibly nervous about this bullpen. And it's going to be imperative that Blake and Yoshinobu Yamamoto go at least 7 innings in the first 2 nights. We have a really good chance with our pitching to come back from Canada up 2-0. We really do. And the World Series is 2-3-2. All games starting at 5. Tomorrow night, 5 o'clock. Saturday night, 5 o'clock. Sunday is a travel day. Then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at Dodger Stadium at 5 o'clock. And then by that time, it'll be pretty much over. And Greg Kerr, if you weren't with us earlier in the broadcast, we had him on to talk about the NBA scandal. And he said it best. Wouldn't it be nice if we could finish in LA and have a big lead and let Clayton Kershaw end it and be on the mound when we all smother him and celebrate our back-to-back championship?
Not to be that guy.
Huh?
But do we remember what happened last time Clayton took the mound in the playoff game?
Yeah.
And that wasn't but a couple weeks ago.
Well, you can put him in with 2 outs.
True.
2 outs. Just let him get one guy. Just come in and get one guy and be on the bump at Dodger Stadium when we win the thing.
I'm just saying you can't force storybooks.
No, you can't.
It just got to happen.
And we had Mark Langella on, the Dodger historian, and he was the one. I wish I had his attitude. You really think he has that attitude?
No.
He's all like carefree and like, I just want to see a good World Series. You can't predict what's going to happen. Because I always ask Mark to analyze stuff because he's the Dodger historian. He's been doing it for 31 years. And he is, now that Vin Scully has passed away, he is the single most knowledgeable Dodger personnel that there is. It's incredible. And he's my age, and he is a remarkable memory. I'm sure he didn't spend most of his life smoking THC like somebody we know. So his memory is a whole lot better than mine. But it's going to be fascinating. And it'll be interesting to see who pitches when we come back to LA. I'm assuming it'll be Tyler Glasnow on Monday, Shohei on, well, it just depends, I think. If we're up 3-0, it's Shohei. Don't you think?
Yeah.
If we're up 3-0 or even 2-1 by the fourth game, I think it'll be Shohei.
Give yourself the extra day.
Yeah, absolutely. 842-5376, 842-KERN. Vladimir Putin, and by the way, bottom of the hour, we're going to break down the Dodger and Toronto Jay lineup. I'm not that familiar with the Toronto Blue Jays. Never seen them play. I've seen them play a couple times. I've watched a couple of playoff games, not many. I watched Game 7, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the guy we got to worry about. George Springer, the former Astro, got to worry about him as well. But that's the good news. The bad news is Alex Vesia. And it's weird how guys deal with death, because I'm assuming it has to be death in his family. And if they're saying, with a broken heart and included his wife in it, I think you could pretty much assume, although you always get in trouble when you do that, but I think you can pretty much assume that it's something to do, maybe she lost a baby or something, or God forbid, they had an accident with one of their living children. But it's interesting how different guys deal with death and having to play. Because I remember, because he did it against us, the Raiders, when Brett Favre's dad died, like on a Friday, and he was playing the Raiders on a Monday night. And, his wife was like, he's not going to play. And he initially said he wouldn't play. And then he said, my dad would want me to play because his dad was like his coach and his mentor. And he lit us up. Do you remember that Monday night game?
I do.
Oh, he lit us up. I think they scored 48 points that night. And Doc Gooden, same thing. I was just watching the 30 for 30 on Doc and Dwight. Have you ever seen that? Man, that will make you cry. You talk about a pair of brothers who had life by the tail, who both should be in the Hall of Fame, who should have had just illustrious careers, and they both snorted it away or smoked it away. And Daryl wasn't quite as bad as Doc, because I think Doc is still on it. In the interview, they did it in like 2018, and Doc is all like, I think he's still on it. But Daryl, who I once played against my senior year when he was going to Crenshaw, and I was going to the Brentwood school, they beat the pants off of us, like 11 to, I think it was like 12 to nothing, and they pulled the starters in like the fourth inning. But it's a tragic 30 for 30. And just how they kept getting in trouble and kept smoking crack. Remember when he played for us? He disappeared. He just absolutely disappeared. He was supposed to be in the lineup, didn't show up. Dodgers couldn't find him, had no idea where he was. He was gone for like 3 days. And he was having a great season that year, too. That's what's so incredible. And the Dodgers had no choice. I remember Tommy just going off. Just like, and it's weird because didn't Tommy's son have a drug problem? I thought that's how Tommy's son.
I think you're right. I think there was something along that nature. Somebody in his family had a drug problem.
Yeah, it's tragic. It really is. It really, really is. Those two guys should have absolutely been first ballot Hall of Famers, and they just the allure of crack cocaine. That is the one thing I've always said. I am so blessed that I didn't really mess around with coke. Yeah, I experimented with it, and fortunately, did not like it. Did not like it. It changed me. It made me weird, and I just didn't like it. And like I said, I've had two roommates. I'm the kiss of death. You don't want to live with me. I've had 3 of my college roommates die, and 2 of them, although Danny was a heart attack, but Danny loved cocaine, and he died at 47. And another roommate, Conrad Carey, was, and I've told this 100 times on the show, never did drugs when we were in college. never drank, went to law school, became an attorney, and they found him in the Century City parking lot with a crack pipe between his legs, and he was slumped over the wheel of his car, smoking crack. And never used to lecture me. Like, dude, all you do is smoke weed. And I was like, and what's the problem? Well, why you got a problem with it? And ended up dead at I think he was 50 when he passed away. I never got into coke. Never did it.
So reading into it a little bit, I don't see anything about the drug thing with Lasorda's son, but he did die of AIDS in 91.
Oh, that's what it
Lasorda was very much in denial that his son potentially was gay.
Yeah. Well, that's why I thought it was drugs it was needles and stuff that killed him with HIV that ended up being AIDS. And then you look at Magic Johnson, and he could not look better. He could not look better. And like I've told you guys, I was working for the Inglewood News at the time and was at lunch with my buddy Jeremy, and we got a page. Yes, a page. It was 1991, like the year before I moved up here. And we got a page, and I call Hartmeyer, our managing editor. I go, John, what's up? We're at lunch. He goes, go to the forum. And I go, what's going on? It's off season, the preseason. They haven't even started yet. So just go to the forum. There's something going on. I think Magic is going to retire. And I'm like, what? Magic's not retiring. Just go to the forum. And we went, and that whole half side where the Forum Club entrance is looked like a playoff game. There was no but other cars on the other side of the Forum parking lot. But that whole side where the Forum Club entrance is, where the stars pull up and the chauffeurs, was packed as if it was a playoff game. And they had the press conference in the Forum Club, which is the Forum Bar back in those days. I don't know if they still have that. And he was up there with Kareem and Dr. Buss and Coop and Jamal Wilkes and announced that he had HIV. And every reporter, every person that walked out of that room thought, we're going to watch this guy die. Because it was right after Arthur Ashe had passed away. Arthur Ashe got literally bad blood having a heart surgery and quickly got HIV and then quickly turned to AIDS. And so we just assumed that we were going to watch just the idea of Magic getting all skinny. And he said that day, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to absolutely beat this. And it helps when you got millions of dollars and you can get a lot of the drugs that are now daily drugs that were kind of experimental back in the 90s. And then he played in the 92 part, was part of the Dream Team, and then went back. You remember, he went back and played for the Lakers for a little bit after the Dream Team. I think he sat out one season and then came back, and he was playing mostly like a post-up player, and he was shooting his baby hook, and the Lakers were horrible back then. But 842-5376, 842-KERN. Who you got?
You got Chad on the line.
Chad, you're on the Ralph Bailey Show.
Hey, Ralph, how you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
Hey, been a long time listener of you, calling every once and again. I heard you say you didn't want to make this a racial thing, and I totally get and understand that. But knowing you, there's a Netflix Untold Crime and Penalties. It's about a guy who buys a minor league hockey team for his son.
Yeah.
And the guy that bought the team for his son was a mob guy, and they based Tony Soprano off this real life mob guy.
Really?
I know you like mob stuff, right?
I do.
If you ever get a chance, it's about the Danbury Trashers. Look that up, and I mean, it just goes to show this kid, his dad had tons of money, right?
Yeah.
It just shows how goofy and stupid money can make people, right? It doesn't matter what background they come from.
Yeah. And
right?
it's a real story?
It is a true, honest to God story. There is even they show in the documentary an autographed picture by James Gandolfini. It says, to the real Tony Soprano.
Wow.
You got to watch it.
I got
man.
Netflix.
You really got to watch it.
I got Netflix. I'll watch that. It's not on TV tonight. It's a Thursday.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
The Danbury Trash it's great, man.
I'm gonna check it out.
Just thought I'd bring that up, man.
I
Have a good
appreciate
night.
it, Chad. You too.
You bet.
Have you
Thanks.
seen this?
This is news to me. I'm gonna have to check this out too.
Yeah, I got Netflix.
I mean, it's so weird how real life things can influence some of the greatest television. And then you'd look back and wonder where they all get these ideas. And it's like, oh, well, no, it's stuff that's actually happening in real life today.
Yeah. The mob. I mean, just think about how J. Edgar Hoover for decades claimed that there was no mafia. That's where everybody talks about how the FBI is corrupt now and how it's changed. No, the FBI has been corrupt since its inception. I don't know what they had on J. Edgar Hoover. He was a gay man who Clyde Tolleson was his lover, and I think the mom knew that, because that's the only explanation how the top law enforcement agent, although that's really the attorney general, but at that time he had more power than AGs because they come and go. J. Edgar Hoover served all the way up into the 1970s, like from the 30s to the 70s. But in the 40s, right when they were at their peak, he wouldn't testify that there was no such thing as La Cosa Nostra, which goes to show you just how corrupt the FBI was. Let's go ahead and take a break. We're running way late. Come back, check the board. 5:30, bottom of the hour, we'll get through the Dodger and Blue Jay lineup, because at this time tomorrow, right about now, it'll be first pitch. They're scheduled to start at 5, but as most of you know, they introduced both entire ball clubs. And apparently, left-handed relief pitcher Alex Vesia will not be introduced, but Tanner Scott will be. And did you see the video of them getting on the plane for Toronto? Michael Conforto does travel with the club. I don't know if they added him to the World Series lineup, but they had a guy with a camera standing at the door of the plane, and he was just fist bumping the players, and I was going through it trying to identify each player. And Michael Conforto was getting on that plane. Do you think they suit up if they're not on the roster, or are they just in a sweatsuit?
Sweatsuit, probably.
Yeah.
But then again, you never know. I mean, the rosters don't come out until tomorrow at 10. So
is that right?
Yeah, last call for rosters are day of at 10 a.m.
How many players do they add during the World Series, or is it just 26?
Yeah, it's 26.
Quick timeout. Not a lot of time before we get to the bottom of the hour. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Thursday, right here on News Talk 96.1 and streaming live at KernRadio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Coming up on the Friday edition of the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, the latest on the shutdown negotiations. We will look at what is getting cut and what's going to change this whole situation around. The Schumer shutdown continues, plus Clay. We'll also talk with our buddy Chip Roy. He's running for Attorney General of Texas. That primary happening sooner rather than later. You won't want to miss it. Friday edition, Clay and Buck.
Live 9 to noon. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Ralph Bailey for Adaptive Networks. You know, a lot of IT companies try to squeeze your unique business into their cookie cutter solutions. That's why we've teamed up with Adaptive Networks, because they know no two businesses are exactly alike, and your IT shouldn't be either. While other MSPs offer one-size-fits-all packages, Adaptive Networks takes the time to listen and understand your specific challenges, your industry requirements. They build custom technology solutions that actually fit your business, not the other way around. So whether you're a small company or a growing enterprise, Adaptive Networks adapts to you. Their customer-driven approach means you get exactly what you need. So don't settle for generic IT support. Call Adaptive Networks today and discover what truly customized technology solutions can do for your business. Adaptive Networks, because your business is unique and your IT should be as well. Visit adaptive-net.com or call 661-241-0638 today.
Carpet Outlet Plus. Every day is sale day.
No one can beat us, no one can touch us. You won't find better prices. Shop and compare, we don't care. Take a look our way and come into
Carpet Outlet Plus. Every day is sale day.
Oh no, Dad, I spilled juice on the carpet.
Don't worry, kiddo. We have stain-resistant carpet from Carpet Outlet Plus.
Dad, Lucky dumped his water bowl all over the new floors.
Everything is fine. We have brand new waterproof floors from Carpet Outlet Plus. You can find everything you need for family-proof floor at Bakersfield's best flooring store. Now offering 1 year, no interest financing. Carpet Outlet Plus, 3.5 blocks west of 99 on Rosedale Highway.
Carpet Outlet Plus. Every day is sale day.
Meet Paul Sheldon's client, Norma Diaz, owner of La Rosa Fruit Bars and Ice Cream.
Hi, I'm Norma Diaz from La Rosa Fruit Bars and Ice Cream, and I'm a client and friend of Paul Sheldon. I've known Paul for many, many years, and my parents happened to be his first clients. So, of course, I called Paul and immediately felt this peace come over me, knowing that I didn't have to freak out about making a big decision. His knowledge about Medicare and your health insurance needs are beyond compare, and I was taken care of immediately by his wonderful staff. He knew everything that I needed and what I wouldn't need, so I was pretty much in and out of there in record time. If you're getting to that age where you're going to be needing to know about Medicare, then he's the one to call. He will totally help you out and get you pointed in the right direction. You're going to leave there feeling a great accomplishment and no concerns. And even if you have questions later, his staff can help you out. Those feelings are just priceless to me. So call Paul. You'll be glad you did.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298.
Trucordia, a new name, but a trusted partner for Kern County businesses. With more than 100 years of combined experience, Trucordia delivers cost-saving strategies, risk-reducing solutions, and easy online tools to simplify benefits management. Trucordia goes beyond health benefits, helping your business thrive. Call Trucordia today at 661-401-2280. Trucordia, building trust, creating harmony, protecting Kern County businesses. Trucordia, 661-401-2280.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
I got about a minute before I get to the bottom of the hour, and I've got a sad note. One of my first sponsors and a really, really nice gentleman, Daniel Smith, who ran a Ford dealership out in Shafter, passed away at the age of 72. Dan was just one of the nicest guys in the world. He was a great athlete. He got a scholarship at the University of Pittsburgh and played on the same team with Dan Marino and Tony Dorsett. That year they won the championship, played for Johnny Majors, and then went on, got his degree in economics. And I was fairly close with his family back in the day. Beautiful daughters. He was a girl dad, married his high school sweetheart. She's a wonderful woman, his wife. It's just we're getting to that point now. We're losing a lot of friends. Last half hour of the broadcast, I would stick around if I you.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Democrats in Virginia are joining the national redistricting battle over U.S. House seats. Virginia House Speaker Don Scott says the chamber will convene Monday in a special session, but didn't state a reason. 4 sources with direct knowledge of the plans told the Associated Press the purpose will include congressional redistricting aimed at gaining more Democratic-held seats. President Trump says he's backing off a planned surge of federal agents into San Francisco after speaking to the mayor as protesters gathered outside a U.S. Coast Guard base where they were located. Trump posted on social media Thursday that Mayor Daniel Lurie said the city was making progress in reducing crime. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 144 points. The Nasdaq rose 201. More details at srnnews.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. The Kern County Board of Supervisors has issued a referral in order to determine clarity from state and federal agencies as to the role of the county health officer's enforcement scope of inspections of private detention facilities operating under ICE within Kern County. County staff will provide a response at a future board meeting. The California Highway Patrol is investigating a crash involving several vehicles that led to one person being trapped inside their car. It happened just before 9 o'clock Tuesday night on Panama Road and Cottonwood Road when a Toyota, Lexus, and a Nissan SUV collided near the intersection. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Agape Air. You know, when the air just isn't right, call the team that gets it done right. That's Agape Air, keeping homes comfortable for 18 years, locally owned and always professional. And who knows better than I? They serve my complex. From smart thermostat help to service requests, repairs, replacements, and preventative maintenance, Agape Air is prompt, knowledgeable, and delivers quality you can trust. Don't sweat it. Call Agape Air at 661-399-6600 today. Agape Air. Comfort you can feel, service you can trust.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage California can count on.
Friday's Armstrong and Getty Show, we will have all the details that are out from the big NBA game-fixing gambling scandal. This is exciting.
And how about some good news? We, the United States, are making great progress in freeing ourselves from being dependent on China for the rare earth stuff we keep hearing about. Really good progress. That and the news of the day, of course, on the next Armstrong and Getty Show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Armstrong and Getty Show. Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
842-537-6842-KERN. Getting ready for tomorrow. Before I get you the lineups, where's my phone? I leave my phone in there? No, I got it. Let's hear from Doc. Here is Dodger manager Dave Roberts, along with Prince.
Comes with that is a certain level of expectation. Throughout history, seldom does the guy who has the best team win coach of the year or manager of the year and whatever the sport is. You got it in 2016 because you're early on and win 100 games or whatever it is. Oh, that was better than we thought. Now it's World Series or bust. How much does that weigh on you?
I will say after winning in 24, not as much. I can kind of look back and be honest, and I felt 2020 was just as hard, if not harder than 2024, but you know, the whole world didn't view it that way.
Separate category, in a bubble, 60-game season.
Absolutely. But to kind of win it in its entirety, I think that was a big weight off, you know, myself and everyone.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
There is something to World Series or bust expectations, and I don't ever expect to win, you know, Major League Manager of the Year again because of, you know, the resource we have, the team, the expectations, and it is what it is. But I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Maybe the guy in the other dugout last October is the only one presently who can really relate. Yankees have the resources. They're supposed to get to the World Series.
Absolutely. And Aaron and I, we go way back. We go back to the days of UCLA, USC. Hate to say it, those guys got the better of us back then. And then also in our big league careers, we always compete against one another. So he is the one person that can really appreciate what I go through and I him. And so going against one another last year in the World Series, I think was great for baseball, great for us, our relationship. And I'll never forget, even after that Game 5, he came over and met me in the concourse, and we embraced and talked, and he congratulated me. But, it's one of those things that if everything goes well, the players get the credit. And if things go bad, it just falls on the manager. And that's just the way it always is. But I can really, sympathize with him.
So you're sitting here as the manager of the World Champions, just got a 4-year extension. But is it fair to say that maybe you were a single loss away from being in jeopardy? Down 2-1 to the Padres in the division series last year. 2 years before, you beat them by 22 games. Then they beat you in 4 in the division series. Next year, you beat Arizona by 16 games in the division. They sweep you. It's possible. I don't know what the front office felt. I don't know what Andrew Friedman or Mark Walter felt, but the newspapers and the talk shows would have said, here we go again, down 2-1. If you don't win those 2 games, where do you think you wind up?
That's a fair question. And to be quite honest, I haven't talked to Andrew or Mark about that. It was getting noisy. And I think that you have a team that has expectations, an organization has expectations, and to potentially lose to a division rival 3 years in a row in the division series, might have been too much for me to kind of overcome.
That's a brilliant assessment by Doc, because he's right. And I totally forgot that we were down 2-1. We had to win 2 in a row just to get by the Padres. But he's exactly right. Had they lost 3 years in a row, and after the year that Shohei had last year, going 50-50, and Mookie had a great year, Freddie had a great year, had we not gotten to the World Series, Dave would have been gone. I like Dave. I really, really do. I mean, I don't know the man, but he sounds like the players absolutely love him. He's a class act. The way when he took Clayton Kershaw out of the ball game and just stood at the foul line and let the players come to the mound and hug him and show him some love, and then he waited. Have you ever heard the audio of that? I'm shocked I didn't send that to you.
I don't think
the
so.
audio when he took Clayton out of his final game.
No.
He walks to the mound. He stops. He's going to take him out, obviously. So he comes out and he stands on the third base line as Freddie and everybody gives him love. Miggy comes in. They're all giving him love. And then finally he walks out and Clayton says, "Can I keep the ball?" And Doc says, "Dude," he literally says this, "Dude, you can do whatever you want. This is your night." And he takes the ball and waves to his wife and his kids. It's really cool audio. I'm shocked I did not send that to you. But I still question a lot of the decisions that Doc makes. I really do, particularly when it comes to pitching. And I've always wanted, I think some of the best managers are former pitchers because they have a better sense of when to pull a guy. Like that 4-3 loss when Yamamoto was throwing a no-hitter for 8 2/3 innings, and he gives up a home run after 8 2/3 innings. It's now 3-1, and he yanks him. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, they haven't touched him all night long except for this one home run, and you don't think the guy can get 3 strikes? You don't think the guy can get one more player out? Like, if there had been a player, if the guy on home plate was the tying run, okay, maybe you yank YY, but even if the next guy hits a home run, then you pull him. Now it's 3-2, and your bullpen is supposed to get it done. But instead, he pulls him after 8 2/3 no-hit ball and 1 home run. And who does he bring in? 66. And we lose 4-3. It just doesn't make any sense. And had it not been for Blake Snell just being sick and tired and sick of being yanked, because remember, he went through that, where did he start? In Tampa Bay? And then in San Diego, where they wouldn't let him, they literally would not let him go past 7 innings. But his stats, the 3rd or 4th time around, were astronomical. And deep into the playoffs, they would not let Blake Snell go past 7 innings. And most of you Dodger fans know, that they were about to pull him in the 8th inning. And Snell was like, go sit down, Dave. I got this. I'm not coming out. I don't care. I'm not coming out. And Dave was like, you got it. And he got out of the inning. And then we brought in Roki. That to me is going to be the key to this series. What kind of decisions Dave makes. Like, is he going to let Roki go 2 innings, particularly early in the series? Like game 1, if Snell goes 7, do you bring it? Just I guess it depends. If it's a 1-run lead, hell, I'd bring in Roki for 6 outs, Jack.
You could. I mean, he started as a starting
That's
pitcher.
what I'm
There's
saying.
no reason to believe he can't go 3 if you need him to.
And back in the day, that's what people don't understand. Back in the day when I was a kid, that's what relievers did. You know, the Raleigh Fingers and the Bruce Suitors, they did 2-3 innings. Mike Marshall, when Walter Alston was the manager, they brought in Mike Marshall. I think it's still an MLB record. They brought in Mike Marshall, and he was a screwball pitcher, meaning that he pronates. I think that's what it's called. When you go opposite of the curveball, when your arm goes from left to right as opposed to right to left on a curveball. And Walter Alston brought in Mike Marshall in 13 consecutive games. And like I said, back in those days, you did a minimum of 2 innings, if not 3. And like Chris says, Roki has been brought up his whole career. This is the first time he's relieved in his life. And so, come funky time, because we really need that first game. Because you plant a seed in the Blue Jays' minds with that first win in their place that, oh, Lord, are we about to get swept? But you let them get off to a fast start, and it could be difficult. Because like I said, this 2-3-2 thing is not fair. It's just not fair. It's hard to beat anybody 3 in a row. And we come home with a split, and then hopefully just 2 out of 3. And then what's the addition on that? What is it, 3-2? Going back to Toronto? That's a little dicey. Because if they win game 6, they're feeling pretty damn good about themselves. And even though game 7s are not really based on home field advantage, that place would be rocking. We do not want to make 2 trips to Canada. We really don't. Want to get it'd be nice you would think with Blake and Yamamoto going, if we can win both those games, it's over. It's over. It really is. Because they're not going to beat us. We'll get to 2 games before they'll get to 4. I don't care where they play them. You know what I'm saying? Those first 2 are really, really important. And, these guys come in here with an unbelievable ERA. Please stand by. Oh, they don't have the pitchers in the lineup. But
you won't see that until tomorrow, most likely.
Oh, no, it's going to be Blake Snell.
Oh, no. For you guys, it's already been announced. I'm more saying for them.
Yeah.
I don't think they've made that decision yet.
Yeah. Shohei comes in hitting 220 in the playoffs in the postseason, which isn't bad considering the way he was hitting. 5 home runs. Mookie is on fire. He's hitting 293 in the postseason. Freddie's not hitting that much, the 231. But that's what's so amazing about this club. We're really not hitting. And yet we've dominated the playoffs. Will Smith's hitting 286, but he doesn't have a home run. Max is hitting 214 with 1 home run in the postseason. Teoscar's hitting 268, but he's got 4 home runs. Tommy Edmonds hitting 286. He's got a pair of home runs. And, of course, Kike, what do you think Kike's hitting? After hitting 202 in the regular season.
314.
306. 306, no home runs. Andy Pages is hitting 86.
At some point, you just got to trick Kike year-round into believing it's playoffs. Just at some point.
What do you do with Andy Pages?
You got to let him keep playing.
86, no home runs, and the only RBI he has should have been an out.
Right, but see, here's the thing. It's either Pages or Conforto.
Oh, no. Oh, well, I told you, I didn't mind Conforto. Conforto was hitting at the end of the season. That's what's crazy.
Right.
The last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, Conforto was hitting, but they love Hall and they love the other kid. Who's the other left-handed, the other right-handed that plays left field that we got? Hall and that other guy.
You talking about the brother?
No, he's horrible. He's had like one at bat.
That's what I was gonna say.
He only
He's
comes in
popular
for
as well.
defensive. He comes in, that brother, I know who you're talking about. He comes in to play center field and to run.
Yeah.
Because he's faster than lightning. But no, there's another white kid that plays left field that we brought up. Hall and I can't remember. But Pages hitting 86 is troubling after hitting 27 home runs. And maybe I was wrong because I questioned, he pinch hit for Pages against the Phillies. And I was like, I put it on Facebook going, why are you pinch hitting for a guy hitting 27 home runs regular season? Who am I talking about?
So I got Alex Call and Justin Dean.
Call and Dean, not Hall. Call and Dean are the two guys that they love.
Yeah, because the only other two on the list right now is Teoscar and Andy.
So Conforto didn't
Not
make,
even on
didn't
not
make
even
the
on the roster right now.
But he's on the plane. I saw him get on the plane. But I don't know. We'll see. Isn't it crazy that I'm actually nervous? That is so stupid.
I don't blame you. This team that you're about to play has dropped 11, 12 runs on teams in the last couple of weeks. Like, they're hot.
And it's such a huge disappointment if you lose.
Oh, yeah.
It really is, because it's so hard to get there. And it's,
Well, that's what I was waiting for them to ask Dave was, if you don't win this year, do you think you're back in those talks of being on the hot?
No, I don't think so.
Because I mean, as fickle as fans can be, I wouldn't be surprised if people are calling for his job if you guys don't win.
Well, if we get dominated,
yeah.
But if we lose in 7, I think they like Dave. I think we need somebody a little more fiery.
Yeah.
I think we need somebody who's going to come in and turn up the table. Turn up the food table after some of these stupid losses that we had at the end of the season.
Maybe you don't though, because really, when you think about it, I mean, I can't remember who highlighted it, but you guys don't have any major
drama.
Yeah, drama. Look at me, players.
Yeah.
Like, maybe the best thing for you guys to have is to have somebody that's calm-minded. That's like, hey, just roll with it. We're just here to play.
And most of our players are self-motivated. I mean, between Shohei and Fred and Mookie, and these guys are very much self-motivated. I just question some of the decisions that Dave makes, particularly when it comes to pitching. Might have George Culver on tomorrow to lead us into this thing, get his thoughts on the pitching staff. Let's go ahead and we're running late. Let's go ahead and take our final break of the night. Keep it locked. The Charlie Kirk Show coming up at the top of the hour. Tomorrow is the big day. Game time right around 5:20, 5:25 after all the introductions and pregame nonsense.
Not sure exactly who chimed in to tighten us up on this, but apparently the Jays have chosen their first game starter.
And who will it be?
It'll be the rookie Trey Yasavage.
Ooh. Give me some numbers on him when we come back. I bet his ERA is over 4. Final break of the night. It's TRBS. Tomorrow's a Friday. Rick Bentley will be here. He's got some special audio with Tyler Peck, former Garces principal Micah Peck's younger sister, who is an unbelievable ballerina. They did a 6-year documentary on her that premiered the other night, and Mr. Bentley was one of the hosts that questioned her. We've got some of that audio we're going to play for you tomorrow when Mr. Bentley joins us. And, of course, our man Brandon Lang at 4 o'clock. Like I said, I might give George Culver a call in the morning, see if he wants to come on and lead us into game time. Game 1 of the 2025 World Series. You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. It's the JR Show.
So Chick Bag Clip Andre Gonzalez was asking, why are we upset that Dolores Huerta gets the money when we weren't upset that any other business gets the money? Well, Dolores Huerta is the only business in town that has gone out and actively campaigned for Prop 50 or any other political thing. That's why we're upset about it. You can't give money from a city to a political organization disguised as a nonprofit.
The JR.
I don't know why I do these promos. I listened to every break on Scott's show this morning. I set my alarm at 15 and 45.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear one of them. I heard JR 3 times. I heard Clay and Buck twice. And I never heard one of my promos.
That one I couldn't tell you. I upload yours every day.
Who puts them in?
Me. Oh, well, into the log?
Yeah.
JR. It's on a rotator. So that's why I'm like, I don't know why they wouldn't be playing, but
not one of them. Not one of them.
It's like, because yours played during, I definitely hear yours during Armstrong and Getty and JR.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Which one ran today?
Well, they all run. It's a rotator. Like I said, I got 3 in shows and then 1 tomorrow. So,
What we do? Don't I have to do the basketball thing?
I mean, you could. Up to you, really.
Or do the World Series?
Trying to remember if you have a Dodger one rolling right now. I don't think you do.
I don't think I do either.
I think the last one that you had run was you guys moving on after the Brewers.
Oh yeah, I heard that one like a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's now been removed. Because again, we had an old one in there because you were gone for a week.
Oh yeah. God dang it, I don't want to do basketball. Okay, I know how to do 3, 2. So the shutdown goes down. 3, 2. So the shutdown continues. It's now the second longest government shutdown in history. And now the Democrats even killed a bill to pay federal workers. Man, they are so far on the wrong side of this issue. This could bleed all the way into the midterms next year. 3, 2. It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Friday TRBS. Well, it's a Friday, so Rick Bentley will be here with some special audio with Tyler Peck, ballerina extraordinaire, and our man Brandon Lang. And we just might get George Culver, former Dodger pitcher, in here to kick off the World Series. All that and me at 3. It's TRBS, News Talk 96.1 AM 1180 KERN. I'll see you at 3.
That is publicly traded. Righto. We're going to invest a proportionate amount based on the votes.
Based on the vote.
And at the end of 2026, if it goes up in value,
Yes.
we'll donate all of that
Yes.
money to
Yes.
a local charity.
Hooray.
And if it goes down in value, you will make up the difference to where it's a minimum of $10,000.
Oh, I don't like that.
And we'll update this throughout the year through our paid commercials. Is this even legal?
Remotely. Future performance does not indicate. Some restrictions apply.
Not again. This copier is always jamming.
We should call American Business Machines.
Since 1927, American Business Machines, an authorized Canon dealer, has been providing reliable office solutions. From state-of-the-art copiers to advanced printers, we ensure your business runs smoothly. Visit abm1.com or call us today at 1-877-YES-ABM1. That's 1-877-937-2261. American Business Machines, your trusted partner for all your office technology needs.
The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Trailer on celebrate. Move the left 50 cents. No phone, no food, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes. 2,000. Ain't but tough for the good mama. No means, by no means. King in the road. 3rd boxcar, midnight train. Destination, Bangor, Maine.
What is Bangor, Maine? Oh, no, it's not. I was about to lie. Augusta is I was about to say it's the capital. Augusta is the capital of Maine, I think. What is hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. What is the capital of Maine? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's clear the board and get Samuel out of here.
Oh, you want the numbers on Trey real quick?
Yeah, what do you got?
So he's only pitched in technically 6 total games this year, 3 in the regular season, 3 in the postseason. His postseason numbers currently, he is 1-0, 15 innings pitched, 10 hits given up, 7 runs with a 3.21 ERA and 16 Ks.
He could be tough. And he's a right-hander?
Yes.
That's good news.
From Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
Is that right? Never been there. Been throughout Pennsylvania. Been to Hershey. Been to Philly. Been to, where did I almost move? York, Pennsylvania. Almost moved there. Got offered a job at the York Daily Record, and then found out that York was one of the communities that the Klan began in. And while I was trying out, they fly you out. Newspapers test you. They bring you in, and you actually work for them. You get paid. You work for them for 3 days, because the only way to test somebody, you can have all the clips in the world. You know, it's the best of the best. So they want to see you in action. So they bring you out for 3 days, and you actually are a staff writer. And in fact, it was great. I mean, it wasn't great. I'm sorry. That sounds tacky. Because there was a huge story. A guy with an axe had broken into an elementary school and attacked some of the administrators. And I did kind of a sidebar story, and I was going to edit they had like the Californian has, and I was one of them, correspondents that do the outlying areas of the community. And they had a weekend newspaper that actually went to that. And I was going to be the editor of that. And it's just a dreary, old, it was just an ugly town. And then I found out, I told you the story. I went to a bar, and a guy had a cotton ball on his black t-shirt. And on the back it said, "And guess who picked it?" I was just like, oh my God, no, this ain't me. This ain't me. Best decision, one of the best decisions I ever made, because it was perfectly made for me. I was going to take over for this girl, and I was going to take over her duplex, which was totally within. I was going to make like 40 grand, which at the time was the most money I'd ever made. And the rent was perfect based on my salary. It was a beautiful 2-story thing she had, and just everything fit. And I was breaking up with Roxana at the time, and this was going to be my breakaway, because I was just torn up about that. But no, couldn't do it. Thank God. Thank God. And then I got hired by Clear Channel to be their news director. Got whacked 3 years later. And Steve Darnell said, "You're not a morning guy, you're an afternoon guy. And I want to put you on from 3 to 6. And my career exploded. Not really. That's going to do it. Tomorrow this time, we'll be in like the first or second inning of Game 1 of the World Series. Nervous Nelly is Ralph Bailey. In the meantime, for Chris Burdick, I am Ralph Bailey. That's what's really going on. We're out to you tomorrow.
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM Bakersfield. Online
Trailer
KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Pete Peters in Washington. 2 high-profile NBA figures are among some 30 others who face charges of sports betting and involvement with organized crime. Correspondent Ed Donahue reports.
Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier are among those charged with schemes involving illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed by the mafia. FBI Director Kash Patel says more than 30 people are facing charges.
The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling.
2 indictments. Billups is charged in a wide-ranging scheme to rig underground poker games backed by mafia families. New York Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch says Rozier is accused in an illegal sports